All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, all that.
Welcome to the 92nd episode of the Drinking Partners podcast. Yes, this is our Reggie White episode because I can't think of a number 92 better than him, and I can't think of a podcast better than ours.
Boom.
There. That's good. I am half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you peoples? We are Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicast.com/partnerspod. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod, and you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners.
Googleable.
92 episodes, man. You know the deal, man. Rate and review on iTunes, man. That's we need those. That's how we know what we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well, and that's how we continue to do well. So please, man, it takes about 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Rate and review.
Hey, you love us. You tell us you love us when you see us, when we out and about. So just put it on the internet. You know what I mean? You're listening right now on iTunes, probably. Just click that.
Yeah, a couple clicks or whatever. I mean, and we're also reachable on the social networks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, when we shout out to, the Twitters and the Instagrams or whatever, tell us what you like about the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe we
listening.
said some shit that you ain't like. Maybe you said some shit that
Well,
you
we
did
get
like.
those. People definitely will tell you what they don't like.
Yeah, well, you got to.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
They fooled you in.
They pulled me in. Wait, you had some shit. Don't act like you ain't had some shit. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
here and there.
you got scolded last night
I did. Man.
at a live show.
Yeah.
So don't try to put that shit on me. Look, we're at episode 92. We've been shouting this 100th episode out, and we're going to continue to do so until it comes because it's going to be a hell of a night, man. We're down at Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater, November 12th. Day, you got to roll up all the breweries because I'm not going to remember all that shit.
We got Bloom Brew. We got Rock Bottom. You know what I mean? We got Apis.
Shoe Brew.
Full
pint. Just want to always say.
Full pint with a special release, and we also have McLaughlin Distillery, man. So we're gonna have vodka, bourbon, mead, and beer.
And you can bring your own. So if anybody wants to bring some Hennessy for me, I welcome that.
Truth. I mean, so it's an hour and a half beer tasting. With all those folks, you need time to get through. You know what I mean? So hour and a half tasting, half-hour comedy with T-Rope. I mean, he's going to do his thing, and then we're going to do a podcast because, I don't know, 100th episode, we're some guys or whatever, and we're going to have a couple of folks on that you know and love. We got Baron Batch going to be in the building.
John Fetterman in the building.
I mean, Rick Seaback, man.
The big homie, pretty Rick.
Pretty Rick Z.
Yeah, so we would definitely, if you've been a supporter of the podcast, if you've been listening, if you're in the area and available, please come out, kick it with us, man. It's just a celebration. That's all it is. We're just going to be down there having a good time, giving you some free libations, some music, some comedy by the big homie T-Robe, and getting you out of there by 10 so you can go do shit that you normally do.
7 to 10, you know what I mean? You can use this as your pre-turn-up, you know what I mean?
Turn up and your pre-turn-up, but you should probably just go home.
Probably after 3 hours.
All that alcohol, you should probably just go home.
You still got energy left.
I know I don't be having no fucking energy after the show. We try to go out after the shows and nothing positive happens. That's what happens when you turn 30, fam. You be trying to go out, but you really don't have nothing left.
Yeah,
but you just don't want to go home. You try to make something out of nothing.
You don't
want to
accept the wash.
Yeah.
You don't want to accept the wash, man.
Super washed at this point.
It's tough. But if you're looking for tickets for that, man, log on purplepass.com/partnerspod100, man. Tickets are $15, man. You get all of that for $15, and that's before October 29th. Afterwards, they jump up to $20, man. So make sure you get your tickets early and, come through, celebrate.
I'm fucked up.
Yeah, this has been a long
day. This is our 2 of 2. If you've been listening and following the cast, 2 of 2s get a little bit crazy.
Yeah, but it's even it's really like a 3 of 3 because,
yeah,
I mean, we did that Hoptoberfest at Hop Farm where we had to, pair judge.
That was a lot.
20 restaurants and breweries. And
then we had Christian Simmons on the last episode 91 from Pennsylvania Libations. Came and blessed us with so many good liquors.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we're drinking on a couple here. I know I have I don't even know how to, Manatawny whiskey, Keystone whiskey. What do you say? Corn-free malt liquor?
Yeah, it's corn-free.
I don't even know how the fuck he described it.
Yeah, and
still works.
It still works. Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah, because it's corn-free because corn is bourbon. So it's a corn-free whiskey or whatever, and it's local because everything that he pushes is local.
Yeah, everything is local. So look out for all local brews, all local liquors, man. Support local.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we push here on this podcast. That's why we have the people we have on this podcast. We're trying to support local, man. That's how you advance the culture. We do it for the culture, as people say. We try to get people popping, or people who are popping, get them out to people who don't know about them.
Yeah, we get to hang out with cool-ass people, man, and drink cool-ass shit. This Blue At 6, it's a Kentucky whiskey aged 5 years. So that's a killer right here. So thank you, Christian.
Thank you, Christian.
We appreciate that.
And speaking of popping people, we have two extremely popping individuals here. And a third who's like, I ain't going to be on, but she going to be in. And I feel like her opinions will find their way into the cast.
Well, with hair like that, yeah.
Oh, nigga, you can't take it there. We didn't say her name. What are you doing?
I'm just saying, I appreciate that shit, man.
Well, you got to specify that. We don't want to make it the enemies. We appreciate your hair, sweetheart.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. It's giving me all the life.
All the life.
Yeah.
But we have with the founders, owners, I don't want to say curators, the minds behind Boom Concepts. They also have, their personal endeavors that we speak of. But we have Thomas Agnew and D.S. Kinsel in the building. Say what up to the people. Both of y'all got to say it.
Fuck the culture.
Fuck the culture.
Fuck the culture.
Fuck the culture.
That was the most original. People.
Clap it up for those with the most original intro. And we got to
make some motherfucker
92 episodes, yeah.
So why fuck the culture? I feel like y'all feed the culture. Okay, so I feel like y'all feed the culture, but what are your viewpoints on that with Boom? And let people know what Boom is if they're not familiar with Boom.
Oh, man, there's so many different definitions of Boom Concepts running out on the street because he keeps remixing it.
Remix. No, you are. Hold on. Let's get your voice. We gotta get you. We gotta tag your voice with your name. So this is Thomas Agnew here speaking.
This is Thomas Agnew, Jenesis Magazine, Boom Concepts. We here in the building. D.S. Kinsel, my partner. You can speak up. Yeah. Guest to the guest.
So Thomas will be more like the Dave Bracey of the two, and DS is like me from a voice perspective. So you say you don't feed the culture. Why do you guys say that? Like fuck the culture. Why is that?
I think when people talk about the culture, I feel like everybody just rides the waves. That's like the culture. Mm-hmm. We kind of break that shit up. Just with Boom Concepts, that's just kind of what it is. We came in, we don't follow any standards. We don't do the same thing as everybody else does with their different spaces. Ours is a workspace first, and then, for our practices, with the magazine, and also doing consulting. Same with DS, he doing his artwork, doing consulting with other businesses, doing all types of different work. That's first and foremost with it. You know? So we try to get that across to everybody because everybody thinks, it's an event space. It's like, no. No.
I'm not even going to front. I will say, you just educated me. I've always thought of it as an event space. I guess from the consumer's perspective, that's what we're going to be going there for. But yeah, thanks for clarifying that. So...
And that's where we feed it because it became a thing where it was like, all right, we doing our workspace, and it wasn't even a month before people were like, we need this space. What are you guys doing here? What's this space for? We're like, all right, the people need, people want to come in, do their first galleries. Mm-hmm. People want to come in, get information. They want to come in and just, they want to be themselves. I think we're one of the places, a lot of, the few of the places in Pittsburgh that allow that. A lot of that comfortability for people to come in and just be like, oh, we love Boom Concepts. Down to the point where, they just kind of ride for us no matter what happens, without us even saying anything.
So you guys, how did you guys end up in that building? So when you originally got in that building, you weren't looking at a workspace? Because that part of Penn Avenue, it's becoming artsy, cultured, as people like to call it. It seems like
artsy
fartsy. It seems like it works. Yeah. You know what I mean? It seems like it works more as the concept was an art workspace as opposed to just we just have a workspace and we're going to do events. So were you guys the first on the block doing that? Were you the first movers there, or?
No, this thing been going on like 10 plus years. Shout out to Bloomfield Golf Road Corporation,
BGC.
You know what I'm saying? They've been giving us a lot of help. But, people been having unblurred exhibits. I know I have been showing on the Avenue as an artist, as a practicing painter, printmaker for like 10 years, operating within the different independent galleries that were up there, Most Wanted Fine Art,
image box. And, you know, Thomas and I, we just like a lot of stuff these days, man, it started like just a conversation on the internet, you know what I mean? So just really having conversation about, like y'all said, people think we feed in the culture. Well, we need to get fed too. You know what I mean? So we need a place to cook.
Yeah.
If we feed in the culture, we need a place to cook because we need to feed ourselves first. So that's why it's just a workplace first. Because you know what I'm saying, when you feed yourself, then you can feed others. You know what I mean? So Thomas looking for a studio and production for, you know what I'm saying, all of his business endeavors. I'm looking for a studio and production office for all of my creative endeavors, and, you know, just like y'all, two black men trying to come together and make something rock. You feel me? We didn't grow up together, so it was just like business straight up and down. Like respect as somebody who's been operating in his sector and vice versa.
Yeah.
So how did you guys, with your two different backgrounds, how did you say you guys met on the internet? Was this like a social media, like somebody was ranting, you was like, I fuck with your rants? Because that's how people meet Day all the time. It's like he rants and people like, I fuck with your rant, so I want to chill with you in person. I got to meet people. Like, I'm a more of an in-person type of guy. You know what I mean? You're not going to get my full scope of my personality online. So
just so you listeners know, like, I'm not hanging out with any of y'all niggas. Like, I don't really hang
you
out
can't,
with Twitter
we
followers.
trying to, I mean, you're supposed to
like,
lead them on. Like,
nah, man. Like, nah, Twitter, like,
just
Twitter's
the avatar.
Twitter's a weird ass fucking place, man. Like that, like, there's a lot of weirdos on it. You don't know. I just assume most niggas is catfish on there. I mean, like, I don't trust shit that anybody really say. I got a couple trusted news sources. All the rest of that shit is just jokes and sensationalization, man. I don't really know motherfuckers all like that. So nah, I ain't hooking up with niggas on Twitter.
But you know what, man? I've met a lot of people just through social media from here all the way, you know, I've done business in LA.
Okay.
Interns over the seas, like, you know, Australia, United Kingdom. Like, I've used that shit for business and it's gone great.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I
same.
use it for business, and like if we cross paths, that's cool. I'm just saying, don't send me a DM like I heard your podcast, let's hang out. Like I don't need friends.
Okay, that's a little weird.
Yeah,
Like,
that's different.
But
That's
I mean,
different.
if you send me a DM and say I heard your podcast,
It's-
I'll be here. Let's hang out. It's like, all right, I was gonna be there anyway.
Well,
That's different.
For real, like I would like if you just maybe showed up to a show and
That would be
supported
dope.
and that. Yeah, I'll have a couple drinks. I mean, we'll have some drinks and hang out or whatever. But I'm not looking for new friends.
We will all agree that patronage is welcome.
Yeah,
Like, let's
Always welcome.
Always welcome.
good, man. No, I know I love my followers, man.
So you guys, did you meet like in person, or did you guys meet like just because you have a consulting background, you being an artist, but you're not consulting him, I'm assuming. You guys just working together.
No, so I mean, really, it was just a bunch of things just happened. You know, really following him, covering him.
Mm-hmm.
I did an event actually that we were doing, just kind of like some fundraising for some artists, which Miss Anquinique ended up.
You knew she was gonna get in on the cast at some point. Like, he wasn't just gonna be sitting in the cut.
Of course not.
We got Anquinique in the building. We ain't gonna put your last name out there so they don't know.
Hey, everybody.
Right.
She been on the mic before. Why you actually y'all gonna turn away all shy? That was dope. Why nobody can see you?
Yeah,
You not be bad.
bashful.
No one can see you.
No one can see.
You're not gonna get any negative reviews for a hi everybody. Ain't nobody gonna be on the internet sending mad racist comments like, who the fuck said hi everybody?
She's disrespecting the soldiers with her introduction.
Damn it, who is that? But no, we did that, and then even after the event, you know, we just rapped. You know what I mean? We also had mutual friends, Thomas Dream Cream Ice Cream.
Yeah.
I connected with him with
Gotta
the
get down
event.
there with them.
Yeah, man, he's everywhere. I was just with him at Thrival yesterday. So it was
Shout out
Thrival,
to Jameson, man.
He's always trying
For
to
real.
get that money, man.
Always.
So just after that, you know what I mean, we just stayed connected. We also had another mutual friend, Justin Lang, worked at the Heinz and Diamond, who works with us a lot.
Yeah.
And I was this funny story. So I was working out of Thrill Mill with my homie Jamar, and basically,
Thrasher?
Thrasher.
That's like y'all got the Pittsburgh deep voices. You, him, and Day. Like Jamar's voice is like all bass.
It
It's
definitely
all
is all
bass.
bass.
Shout out to my man Thrasher. What up, fam?
But we were just at Thrill Mill, so he was actually in the incubator down at Thrill Mill. He was like, "Man, I need you to come through. I want you to check it out. And I just kept telling him no. I was like, no, I don't want to go down there. I don't want to check it out. And he was like, just come, man, just come. So I went down there, I checked it out. I was like, all right, this is a cool space. You know, I'm thinking just like, oh, it's just another space with people in here. But, you know, I got the chance to check out like some of the incubations, some of the people who came to speak, you know what I mean? Checked out the people who were, you know, inventing, doing the work, stuff like that. So I kind of got comfortable and started working there a little bit more with him. But just behind the scene, I was just doing more Jenesis stuff than anything at the time. So I just really kind of got the feeling, I was just like, man, I need my own space. Yeah. It was like, I need my own space. I need to feel like this. I need to be doing my thing. And, you know, it just kind of popped up with him. And then I talked to Justin. He talked to Justin. We was just going back and forth about everything. I think, and Justin had came for a meeting. He had pushed the button down at Thrill Mill. And he was like, I'm here to see Thomas from Jenesis. And then, like, next week, they were like, we need you to return your card that you've been using to come here. I was like, I was already leaving anyway. But, I mean, you know, it was cool. Because then, like, after that, like I said, it just came into motion. It was like God's work after that. It wasn't even our work no more. It was just like we put it in the air. Mm-hmm. And we talked to Justin. We talked to him. Then it was just like, oh, come to this BGC meeting. Went to the BGC meeting in like the super cold. Yep. And then we sat down with them. They kind of interviewed us, talked to us, see what we wanted to do. They were like, oh, we have some spaces that are opening up. And, you know, when you hear that, you're like, oh, it's going to take forever. Right. That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, it's going to take forever. And then it was like a month later, like, oh, we got a space.
Wait, no, dog. They was like, oh, we got a space that's going to be opening in like a year and a half, 2 years. And we was like, yo, we want a space now.
Well, you got to tell them what you want.
Like, we want a space right now. And they were like, oh, well, okay.
that was it?
It was like, okay. Yeah, like me and Thomas was like, yo, we need a workspace now. Like, I was tired of working in my basement as a studio. You feel me? Like, as an artist, you need that space because it doesn't just be knocking all into your personal life. The artsy-fartsy shit be knocking into your real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
it
just
bleeds
like,
over. Yeah, you need to separate that.
And it's like showing on the block for 10 years on Penn Avenue. It's like there was no black galleries. So, you know, just the opportunity to even think about utilizing it as a space for commercial use of product or like fan art and display and exhibit shit. And so we had to tell them, like, we need a space right now. Yeah. It was like, oh, well, we could go look at this place.
Yeah.
Was that the first place they showed you, where you are now?
Or? Yep. It was the first place.
They would have been wanting to move that along too, because I mean, there's the whole quote unquote gentrification of the East End.
I mean, I think they were impressed with us. They definitely, the group that was there. So it was like me, him, Thomas of Dream Cream, Knowledge.
No, it was Majestic.
It was Majestic. So we all just sat down and just talked about what we had going on. And then, you know, they were like, oh, we need, you know, kitchen sinks and we need to do all this. And I hit Daryl up. We hit each other. It was like almost just kind of like, no, we need this now. This is what we want. And they were like, oh, do you want any other people? We're like, no, we'll take this. Just us two. We'll take this on.
We had always had like a, just like I said, a mutual respect for each other, man. I've been going to Jenesis parties in Oakland and shit, growing up in my 20s. I remember they did an event at 720. Shout out to Nate the Fat. You know what I'm saying? They did a fundraising event, and I had got my first grant from the Heinz Endowments and the Pittsburgh Foundation to run a studio down there. That was like in 2012 or 2011. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They had done an event. I remember my name was the first one on the list, and then y'all niggas ain't even put me on the motherfucking website.
You always like, bring that shit up.
Yo, I was like, hey, my name ain't on the website. All right, what's up? He's like, I got you. Click. But, you know, just having that mutual respect, you know what I'm saying? Thomas always supporting really independent artists just like across the country, and I was just honored, you know what I mean, because he gave me some really good coverage during that time period too when I got that grant. So, you know, like he said, Justin Lang really rocking it out for us, supporting us through that like philanthropic community and just like letting us know what was available and what resources was like really here for artists, especially since, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times these like community development corporations like the BGC, they'll say XYZ is happening because of arts. XYZ is happening because of culture. And a lot of those like things come from big foundations local or big foundations that are like national. It's like Fed money. So in essence, it's like there was some missing links and demographics with like no African Americans, no people making XYZ amount of money, you know what I'm saying, being able to operate on the block when it's like Garfield was traditionally a black neighborhood too. So it was, when we told them we wanted it now, it was easy to slide in, man. We did that run through. Thomas was like, I got the top. I was like, I got the bottom.
Everything about that was sexual.
Pause.
We told about it now.
Pause.
Easy to slide through. Thomas wanted the top.
Pause.
The
Don't
bottom.
don't do that on my podcast, yo. You gotta do that on somebody else.
Everybody catches it.
Pause.
Everybody
All right,
catches it.
we good. Everybody got pause fever. So let's get into your individual exploits. Thomas, with Jenesis, what's your position there, or because Jenesis, to me, again, as just from the outside looking in, when I came to Pitt in 2004, I was at University of Pittsburgh, and then Jenesis was like the Word Up magazine of Pittsburgh to me. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what was going on in Pittsburgh, but it was like the one place that was covering like local hip hop artists and like had its footprint in the local scene. Shadow Lounge, you know, so it was a couple events there. Shout out to Shadow Lounge, rest in peace. Missed that place. Missed that place. So let's talk about your position with Jenesis, how that came to be, and just your love for the hip hop culture there.
Man, really, you know, just back in the day, going to school at Art Institute, my partner Brian Tolbert, he actually was developing, like, doing a clothing line, and I was being a nosy ass person. And I was just checking out some of his stuff, and I had seen somewhere it was like a magazine. I was like, "Yo, what's this?" Because, you know, I was just kind of like, I was about to graduate. He was a year behind. And I was just like, I know I don't want to work for any of these businesses around here. Like, they're all trash. They're all just like, you know, just come in here and whatever your output, we're going to make more money than you. And just, you know what I'm saying? Like, the 9 to 5 was just not me. Just like somebody telling me what to do. I was like, I need my own shit. I need to, you know, really figure this out for myself. And we just kind of just developed that joint for about 2 years. You know, in school, and then afterwards, just developed, I mean, everything from, like, the font, you know, the type of pictures and the way that we wanted to look, because we both graphic designers, so we just, you know, we got the design part down pat. So then it was just really me. I researched a lot of stuff as far as, like, doing interviews. I already been, you know, we all, you know, read XXL, The Source, all the other cool shit that's out. So, you know, I really, really dug deep into that. I also was doing, like, sort of an internship doing like marketing with my homegirl Karen Turpak. She was doing Soulcation, which ended up turning into Nocturnal. But
I remember seeing something with Soulcation.
That was a long time ago. So they did a lot of stuff early 2000s with like Shadow Lounge. They were doing a Zodiac party every month. She would always throw different events all the time. She was in that joint heavy before she moved to Miami. And so I was just kind of learning the marketing game from her, like just the marketing side. Like, all right, I need to connect with this person. I need to connect with this person. I'm out passing out flyers, hitting up events. You know what I mean? Just soaking up game. And then we did a preview issue in 2006, like December 2006, just to see, you know, how the people would like it. And then we came out with our first issue 2007, April 1st. And then just from there, man, we were doing issues every month. So we did issues every month probably for about 4 or 5 years straight. I mean, we just connected to everybody in the city. It was just like, you know, we wanted to give people a voice, you know, because even back then, I mean, people are trying to catch up now, but like none of the newspapers was covering hip hop. None of the newspapers was really covering black people other than like the Pittsburgh Courier, you know what I'm saying? So it's my second one. Calm down, bro. You know, so we were just like, yo, we need to do this. We need to just keep it up. And then, you know, we just started hooking up with people out of town. People would hit us up. They've seen it. You know what I mean? They've seen the traffic. They see what's going on. They hitting us up from out of town. We had a couple of friends that, you know, did music or did, you know, whatever else outside of the town. And just, you know, it just started spreading out crazy. A guy, Kevin, out in L.A., man, he really put me down on a lot of the L.A. culture that was going on around there, like Pac Div, Dom Kennedy.
They made that
you
song
and I,
Mayor or something.
Yeah,
I like that shit.
You know, my dude El Prez.
That was sunny L.A.
Yes. That's a great song. But, you know, so he put us down with that. We started, you know, I started going out there, connecting with them. We ended up actually being a part of a event. It was an Earth Day event I took my homie Nick out there. He performed. We met all those guys.
Pratt?
Yeah. Nick.
Okay. Shout out to Nick Pratt.
So then we, and it was the first time, it was the first and last time that you would have ever seen Kendrick Lamar, Dom Kennedy, Pac Div, Casey Veggie, Scheme, and all those guys perform on one stage.
What
like
year was
one
this?
day. This was like 2009, 2010.
I think my boy Ray Don went out there. I don't know if it was that year or maybe he saw them because he was out there with Kendrick and them. And I'm trying to think. That might not have been that though, because that might not have been that far back.
Nah, I mean it was like right before Kendrick really even launched.
Well, because
like
he wasn't
crazy.
Because he wasn't on. I know Kendrick wasn't on. It was like
Nah.
I had heard of him, but he wasn't.
So Pac Div had they were signed. Dom Kennedy he's always been working with somebody who's been working through Interscope.
Okay.
And it was just a couple other cats. You and I think they might have been signed. They were out there pumping out crazy before they broke up. Casey Veggies was like maybe 16, I think, 15, 16 at the time. He was like coming up, you know what I'm saying? So it was like that culture was just bubbling so crazy out there.
Right, it's post-hyphy, pre-TDE.
Yeah, like
like that little. Okay.
It was a great time out there. So you know, even between all of that, we did a lot of work with. Obviously, you would know because we did a lot of work with Fab 5 Entertainment. You know, my guy Barry Johnson. That's like
where you at?
one
He
of my
in
best
Atlanta
friends.
now,
He in
or?
Atlanta right now. Him, Ifani, Brandon. You know what I mean? They all did all
Brandon,
their work,
tall,
man.
skinny Brandon. No. You're thinking of someone. I'm thinking of you. Do you know tall, skinny Brandon? I can't think of his last name. Westbrook.
Yeah, but no, he worked with us. Yeah, he in New York right
he
now.
was the one that first hit me to Genesis because we had like a class together and he was like trying to put me on.
We did so like we were doing just basically like little smaller focus groups too.
Okay.
So we were doing like focus groups. We were doing all that shit just to try to like connect with a lot of
to get it
people. We was
poppin',
up there
trying
on
to
Pitts campus passing out free shirts, flyers, you know, the whole shebang, you know what I mean? And like, you know, Fab Five was already doing their thing. So we was just like connecting because Barry actually went to Art Institute for like a real short stint. And that's where I met him. And then we were just connecting, working, just like, what y'all doing? What we doing? All right. We covering some stuff y'all got going on. Also, I was doing graphic design. I did like a lot of their first, like not really their first stuff, but a lot of their like flyers and shit like that. You know, so we just had like a real good relationship. It was like a, you know, tag team.
Y'all was like pushing it, especially for like the college students who wanted to be in that hip hop culture, but like, because going to Pitt, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like
they
you gotta,
keep y'all away from the city.
Yeah, they not trying to have. At least at that point, it wasn't something that was very prevalent. So at Pitt at that time, you would get like people who were really from the inner city, and then you'd get like these well-to-do, like upper middle class individuals who were like, you know, a little bit vanilla with their shit. So we was looking for something, and then I remember the Fab Five parties, and then the Jenesis Magazine popped in. I just want to say, you went to Ivy. This is what happens at a real university. Like you get some real shit popping. Like, you get some real grassroots, like you see he
Wait,
because
they was telling y'all to stay the fuck away from places like the Hill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Where I grew up.
always
Hold up, but they
got
is telling
love in
y'all
the Hill.
stay the fucking way that freshman orientation, baby. Come on now.
Well, okay.
Oh,
Don't go to the Hill.
Don't go to the Hill. Don't go to Homewood.
Don't go to
You couldn't go past Oak Hill.
Yeah.
You couldn't go past Oak Hill. Like if you could get in one of those spots,
you lucky
was good.
RC wasn't
That was like
still
right
up
up the street, though.
Wait,
That wasn't
you
even
lucky-
far. That was
you
like
lucky
a couple
by
blocks.
trees.
Yeah, you lucky RC wasn't still up. They would have told y'all to stay right below Carlo.
No, I always got love in the Hill District. I've always got love in the Hill. But they definitely try to. They never talk about the cultural impact that the Hill had. You know what I'm saying with the jazz and all that. Like you got to be in the city and talk to like people who are faithful to that neighborhood. And they always have like this pride about it.
Ike.
And you don't hear about it. Well, the Ike, y'all got Ike there up there. I heard you Iking earlier. I was gonna be like,
I'm born and raised, bro. I'm like 4 generations back all the way, dog. Don't get the artsy fartsy confused type shit.
So let's talk about your journey as an artist. growing up in the Hill, I mean, I don't know if you in your life, if you encountered a lot of artists, but where did you, like, visual artists? I mean, music was always something that they had, but as far as the visual art, how did you get into that?
Yo, just, you know what I'm saying, going to the same high school as Andy Warhol, growing up in the same neighborhood as Teenie Harris, the great photographer. You know what I'm saying, being able to get between both worlds, running down to Oakland to the great museums, going up to the Hill, seeing all the great graffiti going on, you know what I'm saying? Getting like the leftovers of people like Dingbat, you know what I'm saying? Do your history, a great Hill District artist, you know what I'm saying? So just being in there, being part of the culture, growing up, and just like trying to represent what it was, you know what I'm saying? I came from a background working in nonprofit. That's why it was like so appealing to be working with Thomas, because it's just like a for-profit, non-profit connection. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We're just covering both sectors. So
like the NFL.
Locking it down. Exactly, right? You know what I'm saying? So just trying to capture all monies.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was coming up. I worked for a lot of nonprofits doing like early childhood development, working with youth, working in the neighborhood, but always kind of being the guy in the arts and crafts room. So not, you know what I'm saying, not going to like the academia route of being a fine artist, but just kind of like building myself up. You feel me? So just always working, and then training myself through places like Artist Image Resource. It's just a screen printing place where cats can do, you know what I'm saying, it's cheap. Pittsburgh got like all type of great resources for niggas to just teach themselves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the bootstraps, but get it on your own type shit. You know what I mean? And it's like always being able to tap into people who coming in from out of town, cats who's going to Art Institute, cats who's going to Pitt. You know what I mean? It was just like an easy opportunity. And thankfully, Penn Avenue and Garfield was changing. They was trying to push out black people. So me and my mans, we seen an opportunity to kind of like stake our ground and like cultivate that. You feel me?
I think it's that's crazy important, like the education side of it. I mean, like there's that was that the academy across the street where like it's free. It's like 12 weeks or something like that, and then like they hook you up with a tech job afterwards where you make like decent money doing that type of shit or whatever. But like those are the type of resources that you don't hear about a whole lot. I mean, it's like you kind of got to dig in, find it or whatever. And I think folks need to, I don't know, maybe like something like, I mean, like some sort of push. Like,
and it's crazy. It's like we don't even know, like as a creative person, how many jobs you can get. So I did this program, this AmeriCorps program called Public Allies that really like put me on in the
Shout
game.
Out to Public Allies.
For sure.
Shout out to Latrinda Leonard. She's expecting a good friend of mine. She'll be having a baby soon.
Yeah.
And, when she has that baby, I now have a new babysitter because but you can't drop kids off to somebody who don't have kids. But once you have a kid, you can just harbor kids for me. Like, let wife
but you missed
come to the show.
I'm about to change the whole game. I'm so ill with it. I was a nanny, dog.
You were a nanny?
I was a nanny.
Did you have sleeves when you were a nanny, or were you rocking cutoff sleeve shirts?
I was rocking both.
Like, what do you?
I was killing it.
What do you have to, as a nanny? How do you have to dress to market yourself? Because you can't show. Like, I'm not gonna dress up to be a nanny because your kids gonna fuck my shit up.
Here's what it is. It's you like, yo, I'm like half Mary Poppins, half Man on Fire.
Wow.
I ain't willing to die for your kids. And that might be printed on my business card.
You can't do nothing more for someone than give them. You can't do nothing more for someone than give them money or do something for their kids.
Yeah, well, no, watching somebody's kids is a resource that will. It's a job that will never go away. Like if you could somehow monetize the ability to. I'll make sure your kids don't die while you go have fun. Yeah. Like my cousin wants to open a daycare down in Baltimore.
Yeah, man. It's money.
He's a cop and he's like, well, I want to do something where I ain't really, you know what I mean? I just want to own a business. He's like, I'm thinking about doing a daycare. I'm like, that's a dope idea.
They better think about doing a night care. That's what they need.
Night care.
If you got the sanity for it, man, like get your money.
Yeah. Have you ever been, you got kids?
Nah, man. I raised a bunch of kids in Pittsburgh. I had someone tell me, yo, you taught me how to throw a football.
Damn, that's dope.
Before my dad and shit. But like I wanted to tell y'all, man, I was doing this nonprofit shit. Like I said, it was good to connect with Thomas on the for-profit tip. You feel me? But just like always able to have supplies, always able to get supplies, and then just like get it on your own. You feel me? Because a lot of my contemporaries, they classically train. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my big homie Phil Koch. He taught me about the game, like nonprofit shit. Shout out to my big homie Jenesis Solomon. She taught me about the game, and it's just like, yo, you could be an artist and work with your craft craft with people or with young people, or you could be an artist here in this region, man, writing grants and getting money for everything you need to do.
Yeah, I think there's a shift. The paradigm is shifting now where we have all these, traditionally educated individuals who are moving into these entrepreneurial endeavors, and they're learning like, hey, man, we could do this shit ourselves. So I'm very interested to see how the next generation, like how we raise our kids, because like my parents were like, go to college. My parents didn't even go to college. They're like, yo, you got to go to college. Like, and they're just saying it because that's at the time that's what
that was
you're supposed to do. They're just saying it.
You got out and then you worked at a job for 40 years,
right,
60 years or whatever. And even then though, like our parents, like they really were the last generation that came. Like my mom's had the same job for like 30 years. You know what I mean, like that's the like that shit's dead, man. Like
but that's all they know. That's all they know.
All they
know.
know.
What I'm saying? Their
And
parents did the same thing. You know what I mean? And it was just like
and then the shit switched.
Hey,
whatever.
my peoples can't believe I'm getting paid to give lectures or present at conferences.
They couldn't fathom.
Or somebody want to buy some bullshit that I painted on. My peoples can't even believe that, dog. Like real shit.
I teach like my kid. I teach her to Google. Like that's like we have the world's knowledge in our hand. You know what I mean? And that ability to actually get it. Like when we were like, because I'm an 80s baby, so like I didn't have the internet. Like I didn't have resources. We still had microfiche. Like I remember I had a microfiche in a library class, B. Now we got fucking Google. You know what I mean?
But
So
here's what I think.
nothing.
I think 80s babies are the greatest generation ever because you have both worlds. Like you came up to a certain extent of consciousness of not having the internet. Like I remember the first computer in my classroom and everybody got 15 minutes to go play this little weird fish game that taught you math. And then now they got fucking iPhone 7. Like every year they're coming out with some new shit. Like we're the only generation that has had both because like the new generation, like our kids, they're only in the information side. So they may not have, like, you're going to get a lot of people who don't have that.
Digital natives.
They don't have that.
They call them.
They don't have
natives.
that.
Yeah.
They don't want to go seek or they haven't had that struggle to connect with other people. Like, we've had both and can appreciate it now, whereas they take that shit for granted. So, shout out to all the 80s babies and a couple early 90s babies if you cool as fuck. But, you know what I mean?
Like 84. Like,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
84 to 89.
Yeah,
Maybe like
90s babies, you gotta have had an older cousin or something that like hooked to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was born in 92, you might make it, but
I mean, there's a few young cats out there that's been doing their thing. I mean, you get like a Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
He's out there fucking slaying, you know what I'm saying? He's not, you know what I mean? He's doing his thing.
Winning. I'm not
like they out there, the whole team doing their thing, you know what I mean? I don't know, like
you gotta respect.
But I'm saying, there's like young people out there like who don't take the internet for granted or don't take like all this digital information. They're just out there like really making those moves. There's a lot of kids that get on the internet and just look, oh, this how I do this, I'm so lazy. I don't even give a fuck about doing this. You know what I mean? It's like, but y'all got I wish I had that shit when I was doing art.
And the crazy thing about Boom Concepts and us working together is like a lot of my former students that I work with in middle school and high school who had a creative passion in art or in music, right? They come up, they act as my students, and then they, you know what I'm saying, come to Boom, they meet Thomas, they connect with him, you know what I'm saying, he get to see them grow, and then he end up featuring them. That's happened 4 or 5 times already. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just like
well, no, you guys. So that kind of harps back to your like point of not for the
creative
culture.
hub.
You're creating the culture. Like to when two creative minds link up and can get a space. See, that's what's so dope about y'all. Y'all got the space, so you have a consistent. You know what I mean? So like with Day and myself, we're both comedians, and in the comedy community, like we're 2 of the most active.
We got
out here.
2 spaces.
You got 2 spaces.
Yeah,
all
2
right?
spaces.
So you got
baby.
2. Okay, hold on. What's the second space?
We got 2 spaces.
But no, that consistency of being able to be found, be touched, be something that somebody can use. Because I know, like, wifey threw my 30th birthday party there, and we talked about it, and I was really fucked up. And do I remember the party? No, but I do remember. I do remember where it was.
Exactly. As long as you remember where it was, that's the most important part.
Some young dudes provided the space, so I will patronize that spot again. You know what I mean? I remember I smiled a lot that night. I
actually remember the night, and it was live as shit. Man.
Yeah, like. We had
some
issues with
safe. I don't know. It's weird for me when you say safe because like I grew up in Brad, like I grew up in the hood, so like safe for me is like it's not even a thought most times.
But sir, look, when you think about safe, so this is how basically like the safe of the space is like when you can come.
Yep.
And a lot of these people feel just comfortable not being judged.
Yep.
Be yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can come in like black, white, Hispanic. You could be transgender. You could be, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, you can come in there. As long as you don't feel like you coming in, you're being judged. Like, that's why those people use that word safe with Boom Concepts. Because it's like, you know what I mean? We're not, even when they're coming up with their ideas, we're not going to be like, nah, we ain't fucking with that. It's like, whatever the creative idea you got, as long as you don't burn this bitch down.
Yeah.
Or put no holes in the wall that we got fixed later, which we have some holes in the bathroom that we ain't gonna talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's
if
just
you
like,
put them holes in the bathroom, fuck y'all. We gonna find them, or unless y'all know who did it, and maybe it's not fucked.
Oh, we know.
We know who did it.
We
We
might
know
take
who
it
did
to
it.
a magistrate because we trying to be grown.
Yeah,
up
we gonna see.
We are creative. We are creative men, but we are businessmen.
Yeah,
Also,
true.
We gonna see you, but it's gonna be some paperwork
It's gonna be
involved.
some business. It ain't gonna be no.
man.
We need these walls, B.
It's a whole art
We worked hard to get
installation.
these walls, B.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not gonna let
Brick
you
and
tear them
mortar
down.
type
You know what I'm saying? We
literally.
gonna do the court thing, and if you don't want to handle the court thing, then we gotta go to the street thing. But we ain't trying to go to the street
gotta go
thing.
back
Like,
It's
it's not
still
gonna.
Garfield,
And then it
motherfucker.
becomes very.
It's not gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? DS got some people in the streets in Pittsburgh.
I'm just
You know
Oh, because he from the hill? Is that you gonna harp on stereotypes?
I'm from Ohio, so
I'm from
I
Cleveland.
I
Where
know
you from
people
in
here
Ohio?
too. Fremont, in between Toledo and Sandusky.
Yeah.
Okay, so you further left.
Northwest.
Further left, yeah. You further left.
I'm in the
So
farm
wait,
fields.
Bentley Drive. Can I tell you a story about Bentley Drive in the hill? Okay, so if you're from Pittsburgh and you've been around the hill, you know the hill. Now, I am, at this point, I'm a sophomore in college. I've been in Pittsburgh a year and a half. I don't know shit about the city, right? I get this job at FedEx. I'm working overnight. I didn't have a car, so I used to walk to my man's crib, and we would ride together to the job. He lived in Bentley Drive. Now, if you live in a project, I would say you would just tell a nigga like, yo, it's a project. You know what I mean? Because
The
I'm walking.
whole, hey yo, most of the HI is projects though.
But,
at that
I'm
point.
not from Pittsburgh, fam.
Yeah.
Like, I'm from Cleveland. I gotta
Yeah.
walk to this man's crib at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
You like
in a project. Like, I don't know that I'm walking to a project.
Yeah.
Because
He set you up.
Because
Didn't
Oak
you
Hill
get the
is at the
memo?
top of Pitt's campus. So I'm walking through Oak
The
Hill.
Let me
Or
tell
you
you
not-
something. Hold on. Pause.
Google Maps.
Pause.
Google Maps.
This is 06,
Keep
fam.
going.
Like, we not
Keep
Google
going. So
mapping.
Oak Hill, y'all keep calling it Oak Hill, but we want to tell you, man, it was Burroughs.
Okay, so Burroughs.
No, but it was Burroughs. You know what I'm saying?
Burroughs.
Y'all feeling good to walk through Oak Hill, but you wouldn't have walked through Burroughs and Crazy Court and all that shit. You
Right.
in Mad Circle, you wouldn't have walked through that shit. You feel
So
me?
to understand,
So keep going.
Understand.
So you walking through
Pitt's
Oak Hill.
campus is right by Oak Hill. So
You know what I'm saying?
you
Let me
walk
drop
up to
some-
Oak Hill, okay, and it's all Gucci at Oak
Yeah,
Hill.
yeah, it's
Then
all
you
Gucci.
make that right,
Yeah,
and then
it's
you
back
cross
to
a
Gucci.
street.
Yeah.
You cross Kirkpatrick, and you
Yeah.
in a project.
Yeah.
So I don't know it's a project till I'm at Kirkpatrick,
Yeah.
fam.
Yeah.
And at this
At
point,
the
it's
mouth, and you
Wait,
was like,
did they have the new apartments up there?
No, it wasn't.
No, see, they had the new apartments to what, like 2008?
Yeah,
yeah.
2009?
Yeah,
They was
so-
getting-
So you walked on
He was in the
foot.
dark, no light.
so I'm walking on foot
And
into
people
the project.
People are out.
It's one, so niggas is still awake.
Niggas is still
it's
out.
warm
That's
outside.
early.
A nigga walked up to me and said, "What up, Ike?" I didn't know what the fuck that was at
Yeah.
the time. I said, "What's poppin', fam?" This nigga looked at me so crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, "What's wrong with you?" I survived.
Thankfully.
But I had
Yeah.
him from that point on. He picked me up on Fifth Ave. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not scared to go in the hood. I just
It's
don't.
not
I'm
about
not
being
going in
scared, it's about
everybody's
being
hood.
aware, man.
No,
It's about being aware.
Yeah, you got to be aware. Like, I'm not the type of nigga, like, I'll Millie Rock on any block. Like, nah. I'm not just going to Millie Rock on your block.
You know
B.
what's crazy?
I got to be introduced first.
You just got to respect the motherfucker's area.
yeah.
And look, you know, us
Just
being
don't be all
the
extra
important
with it.
thing about that too, man, is like us being in Garfield. I'm not from Garfield. I'm from the Hill, man. So we try to reach out to people from Garfield, artists from Garfield, the niggas that's around there. There's a bunch of shit still popping off. We just try to be 100 with people who's in the neighborhood. Shout out to the Garfield Gators, Mr. Bob, all the
They got
coaches.
a crazy fan base.
Yo, you know what I'm
Crazy
saying? So,
fan base,
You
yo.
know, we just try to be supportive of people who've been there, and like you got to just be aware and respect people. You know what I mean? Because we didn't been around people's grandmas talking about gentrifying artists and shit, and we got to be like, oh, that's us.
We got grandmas above us.
And we got grandmas above us, so we got to represent.
So let's talk about the gentrification of that area. How has it affected you guys' business? Do people appreciate you more being two young black men? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, because I work in East Liberty, so
get back to fuck the culture on this one.
Yeah,
because I've been working in East Liberty for a number of years, so I'm actually literally watching the area fucking change before my eyes.
I hope y'all asking y'all white motherfucking guests about gentrification too. Don't just ask us because we black and shit.
We're not asking.
And we in the spot. And we're most assuredly asking you because you're black. Like I don't even.
But not just because
like this is all recorded. We got
yes,
we could not be like, you know what? We've asked all these.
But it's not even just because you're black.
No, nigga,
you're black and you own a business.
Yeah.
You're black and you own a business
100.
in that area,
Yeah,
and I'm sure, like, because I used to run a show at Toro's right across the street, and like that show stopped because some fuck shit happened, right? So I know the stigma of that area, and again, I've worked in East Liberty, or quote unquote the East End now, for a number of years, and it's just it's refreshing that there's still a business that's owned by two young black dudes, what I mean? But I don't know how. Because they threw a coffee shop in there, and the mantra is once they get a coffee shop in there, it's over for us.
So first and foremost, all the new shit there has not affected us at all.
At all.
Period.
Second of all,
our people that's, had got us in there, they want us to stay there because we have brought business over to that area. Like, we've had
increased
people that, have inquired about everywhere around there. Just like he was talking about, we talked to the people of Garfield. It's like, this is not something that's like, we didn't just jump in. So I think when you talk about like East Liberty and all the other areas, like all these businesses just jump in a community and don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, this new coffee house. Oh, this new pizza that costs $20. That's like 4 inches big. Oh, there's this new whatever. You know what I'm saying? They don't come out to the community. They don't talk to nobody. They don't say shit. Like, we came there. We like, yo, this is open for y'all to come through, check it out, first Friday, whatever, y'all good. The people from the hood, they come out, they like, yo, we love this. Like, I'll give you, for instance, one that I wasn't there. I was at work. I don't even think he was there, but like the guy, he had came there. He'd been in the neighborhood. He was like, yo, man, me and a couple other guys, we came in, and it was like some other event, and it was like, I think it was like a transgender event, but they was just like, yo, we came in, we had fun. He was like, and it was good to be able to come in. We felt welcome. It was cool. Like, when you can have that happen, a lot of these other places can't duplicate. You can't duplicate
Let
that.
me tell y'all something, man. We did yoga, breastfeeding, wine and trap, and like First Friday all in 1 month. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people want us to be there.
We got A+ schools coming in.
Come on,
you know what I mean? We got other people coming in teaching classes from 8 to 6.
And then we get Carnegie Mellon University and they're visiting professors to come do a show there with the students. So just like, yo, you can't
duplicate
get that.
And niggas shoot rap videos there.
Shot rap videos in the basement. Mars Jackson, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Mars. Now I gotta find his episode. Fuck, my phone, I don't have it.
That was y'all basement?
Yeah. You already know. That was me in the hood.
Yeah, the tape. Yeah,
that's my installation. So
Shout out
niggas
to
come
my man.
see art and it's like, yo, I want to do something here. You feel me? That's like early adapter shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I think because that's a
was
big
dope.
thing that with my comedy, I really try to be someone who's like a chameleon. Like, I can go in any room, but I can maintain my sense of self. So I can perform in an urban room, or I can go out and do a VFW out in Finleyville, but I'm going to still be me, but I'm still going to entertain. And like, I think that some of that black magic allows us to do that. You know what I mean? We kind of can.
That's years. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, too, it's like, yo, next year is my 10 year. Same thing like with him. He's been doing it for 10 years, longer than that. Like, it's like, you can't take that away from us. We got the experience. And then when you, like I said, me for profit, him nonprofit, me having the the information, the inspiration, the everything that we have, I have, everything that he has, you put that together, you just can't take that away. People always like, oh, Boom Concepts, I have it. We have people that just go to different meetings, events, keynote speaking that talk about us with, people in the industry, they always they try to ask people to talk about them at all this different shit. We don't ask about none of that shit.
Nope.
But people always bring us up presentations on boards and all. Boom Concepts is a great, example. It's like, we didn't ask y'all to do this, but we just out here serving the people, doing the right thing. We don't keep the information.
We paying artists. If you listening to this motherfucking podcast,
fucking artists, B.
and you didn't got a check.
We giving
from
checks.
Boom Concepts.
I'm not
raise
well
your
off.
Hand.
He not well off, but we still paying
and we
checks.
paying artists.
Hey, if
Yes,
you listen to
always.
this podcast, you got a check from Boom. Rate and review, man.
Rate and review these guys. Rate and review us.
On me, my fault, but
Make sure y'all jump
Send
up.
a follow, a tweet,
That's
something.
like,
Let us know, baby.
we paying artists. We giving people residencies. You know what I'm saying? We provide internships.
And that
we
is
For
provide
free.
studies
We're doing residencies for free. We give you 3
Studio
events in a
space.
month.
Come
For
on,
free.
man.
Like if you can think it,
Conceptually,
and you want to sit down,
we gonna support you.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then we just
that's
expanded over to Allentown. We trying to be early because you talk about gentrification. And the thing about gentrification is that minority business owners got to be in early
Gotta
on that
already been
process.
there, already
you know
been
what I'm
in
saying?
that.
So you can have an opinion about what happens when gentrification looks like you, because that's what happens in bigger cities.
So is Allentown going to be the second location? Or is that the second location?
We're
already
here.
here.
We're
It's
here.
already down
We got
the street
10,
that
we got
way,
10
bruh.
studio spaces. We got a relationship with Work Hard Pittsburgh.
This woman right here, she's
and
managing
Quinique
that.
Wingfield is our
Look at
studio
you over
manager.
there being
You know
all
what I'm
bashful.
saying?
Yeah.
Being bashful, but
With
she
the
managing
juice.
that.
You know what I'm
She on
saying?
that
She
shot
got the
with the juice.
keys.
She's doing
She got
it.
the
And
keys.
we got 7
keys.
slots left. We got 3
far
artists
as-
filled. We got 7 slots left, and you get professional development from New Sun Rising. So we trying to show artists how to be professionals and how to navigate between for-profit and non-profit. So you get all the bread on the table.
And also, that's why you see an influx of a lot of these young people wanting to go out and do their own thing. I mean, shout out to my man Grits Capone. You know what I'm saying? Like he just got his joint on the north side. You know what I'm saying? Like we have Becca Zayla. She has her own spot. You know,
what
she's
I'm
doing her
saying?
thing right
She
now.
gonna be
Like
popping up something over
people,
here in Allentown.
we're like,
Shout out to Noemi and Darnell. They about to pop
Exactly.
something
They about
up.
to do
Shout out
their
to
own
Level
stuff.
Up Studios.
you need
know what
those
I'm
people to
saying?
come out and do those things so that they want to have their own. Like if you don't have those examples, it's like, oh, I can't own shit. Oh,
Yeah,
I can't
right.
run shit.
Yeah,
I
you-
got to go through somebody else. Like I think a lot of people just think they need to have the exception from somebody else to even be a part of something. It's like, no, go out there and
I think it's
Run your own shit.
Yeah, I think it's because people don't understand it takes a different kind of a mind to even understand that you can do it yourself. You know what I mean? And that's what I was saying, teaching my daughter to Google, I want her to know how to get the knowledge herself. You don't have to go to college route. You don't have to go to traditional. You don't have to wait for a paycheck 9 to 5.
Right.
You can go out there and find it your goddamn self, man.
Yeah, it's there.
We just had Christian on. He dropped out of school.
Yeah.
And now he's
High
about to-
school.
yeah, I dropped out of high school, GED, and then did a couple little, and now he's, one of the biggest distributors in the state. You know what I mean? Because you go out and get it yourself. You educate yourself. You find that knowledge. You know what I mean?
We got to be educating each other.
Yeah, and
You know
and
what I'm
that's my biggest gripe about some of the community. I mean, the culture or whatever is the fact that we
Fuck the
talk
culture.
about we talk
We still
about
got to get a definition of why is that. We got to get a better understanding of that.
we talk about the success and popping bottles. You know what I mean, when the success, but not disseminating the knowledge and sharing that. You know what I mean, and bringing folks up together.
Disseminating.
So even I did an article with DS and Justin Lang talking about grants. That's something I did not have knowledge on, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I heard grants the word before, and you go, you usually go on the internet, you search for grants. It's like, schools, hospital, the elementary, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't until I connected with him, he was like, hey, yo, bro, there's this money out here for you to get. Justin was like, hey, there's artists could get. I still tell artists right now, and they probably still looking at me all crazy, but I'm like, yo, there's money out here for you to get.
For you.
Stop being scared. If you
Stop
want
being
this
scared.
information, come talk to me. Come talk to Daryl.
Come holla at
Go
us.
talk to Hines and Dominic.
We
Figure
gotta
that out. It's
talk to
out
Pittsburgh
there for
Foundation.
free.
Talk to Buell.
You can get 5,000, 10,000, 25, 50. The money is there.
And this is a great area to be in.
Bruh.
when
Yo,
it comes
a great
with
time.
brands.
We
in a
travel
great area.
across the
Like-
country, and nobody else has the resources resources that we do for individual artists like that, man.
Yeah,
And if
there's
you
a
do,
lot of resources.
If you do, you can't go to LA and get this shit. You can't go to New York and get this shit. You're not going to Chicago, Atlanta. You're competing with. You got to go through college. What was it in Baltimore? You have to go through a college to get a grant.
Yeah. Here, that check come in the mail like a brick.
That check come in the mail. You're like,
check come through the mail like
ask Quinique about that.
Hey yo,
hey, hold on. We're not gonna implement. We're not gonna fucking. Quinique knows nothing about bricks.
She doesn't know anything about bricks. We're gonna put that out there. She doesn't
implicate Quinique over there.
But no, look, you can get a check. You get a check for 5 G's in the bank. But as long as you do what you're supposed to do with that check, what you're doing with your project. Like,
it's an investment in yourself, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, and what people don't, because, like, for example, with Jamar was talking to me about some grant shit. Like, people don't know, like, I think artists still, to some degree, has a negative connotation within our community out here because, like, for example, being a transplant, right? So if I'm talking to other transplants, they're here probably pursuing professional endeavors. So they're probably going to college. They probably done this. So if I tell them I'm a comedian, they're looking at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? So then we don't get along all the time. So then these professionals aren't, as they would call it, disseminating the knowledge of the grants. But that's what they're working in public policy. They're working in these realms, and they're not telling people who are artists, hey, man, come get this grant, fam. Like, I see what you do.
They want to hold that money.
I fucks with what you do.
They want to hold that money.
They want to hold that, and it might not be as advantageous for them to say, hey, I got this comedian dude. He's working hard. Let's look at him getting this money. Like, people might look at them crazy.
Think about
in their
this.
jobs. I don't know.
Think about if you had a doctor friend, right? And they doing that little weird situation, right? And then you say, hold up, though. I'm a comedian. I'm going to write a bunch of jokes about health awareness, and it's going to be a PSA. It's going to be a public service announcement. It's going to be through UPMC, and we're going to get money from that. You feel me? Because art, regardless of discipline, is how we communicate across humanity. You feel me? So it's just like what we tell the young boys, shout out to young niggas like Sovereign, shout out to young niggas like Sinke, you know what I'm saying?
You might get the first instant tweet.
Yeah, I mean, we say you're not an artist, you're a creative entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So your sector or field is creativity and you self-made. That's why you're an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So it's just like we don't tell people we artists. We creative entrepreneurs. I mean, Boom is a creative hub where those entrepreneurs come and write grants, get their shit together with Jenesis and Thomas, you know what I'm saying? Get their media kit together, learn where they could get space from Quinique. Shout out to, we ain't said Julie Malice, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Julie Malice, Magic Organs, you feel me? Bike Pittsburgh shit. She's in the hood too. You feel me? CMU grad, you know what I mean? Like, I've been working with her artistically for 7 years. We just identified as creatives of the year. You feel me? So it's just like, yo, you got to get motherfuckers who's ready to spread that knowledge that they have collectively obtained, but also making sure that motherfuckers is allies. So we riding hard for each other. And it's like that language, not artist, creative entrepreneur.
Feel you, man. I tell people, all the time, you got to treat this like, a small business. You are a small business. You know what I mean? And that's just that's it. First and foremost. And once you come from that mentality, everything else starts to, make more sense.
As a small business, we need a cosign on this liquor that we got you drinking. How you liking that whiskey?
Yo,
because Thomas told me he was a Jim Beam man, so I had to ask Christian
all day.
Yeah, we had.
We drink Jameson. I mean, look, come on now, man. We do the
Well, how you like because these are local.
Boom is BYOB, so we're gonna bring
BYOB is the wave.
We usually fuck with Wiggle. I'm not gonna lie. We fuck with Wiggle.
Shout out to Wiggle.
Fuck with Wiggle too.
Yeah,
that was in one of their early advertisements and shit. America's Next Top Model.
We just did
the fundraiser.
Creative reuse.
We on board of directors and shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got asked to be on a couple bours, and I didn't know how to. Like, somebody asked me, I was like, "What do you want me to do?"
Yeah, you got to do that. You got to, bro. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Center for Creative Reuse, man. Artists get their shit there. They just sponsored our last artist, Michael David Battle. They gave him all his supplies for free. Fuck with Boom, man. We link you in, man. Real shit. But yo, back to this this Keystone whiskey, this Manhattan still works, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever the
what
fuck
you
is
been
not
sipping on?
reflective of the quality. Whatever the
up,
fuck is, white people love to put mad syllables in names.
Hold
and
up,
we
though.
don't
The
do that.
palette, honey malt, cinnamon, multigrain, and floral. I fucking with it. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
it's
We
good
fuck
liquor.
with local
I just
shit.
looked
It's
at this
good.
logo.
Yeah.
So-
it got a
Yeah.
noose on it, so that's why I didn't fuck with that one. Real
Yeah,
shit.
I didn't
I
even
fuck with
see
the
that.
Keystone.
We're gonna have to bring him back in.
We're gonna have to bring him.
Yeah,
But
I
wait,
didn't even
hold up,
see
though.
that.
But Wiggle got the noose logo, but we asked them about it, so they gave us the parenthetical notation. I had to fuck with the Keystone because I'm
Okay,
'cause
so
I'm
we're gonna
Pittsburgh-born.
get explanation on the Blue Eye Six. I didn't see that. I'm glad you
Yeah,
pointed that out.
like I said, graphic design. So
Yeah,
I'm looking
no,
at graphics.
I'm not even.
I'm
I
looking
did
like,
not see that.
blood on leaves.
So we
Yeah.
one thing that I want to ask you guys.
Like, goddamn, I'm drinking this hanging.
I guess that's what it. I don't know. I'm not
sorry.
even gonna try to make some sort of.
I'm sorry, the man who made this, but
Explain
bruh,
yourself.
You cannot do this.
We've
with,
got questions.
You cannot do this with a room full of black people.
Yeah.
Hashtag we've got questions.
So-
Episode
Yes.
92.
You
Hashtag
got
what's up with
questions.
that?
Hashtag y'all gotta give us the free because of
Free
that.
case.
You gonna make us?
Or
drink some
we
shit with a
gonna
noose.
wage a campaign like yo fuck nah. We
All right,
ain't gonna
guys,
do that.
I just came up with a new
My
campaign
small
today.
business side shut
Wait,
me
wait,
up.
wait, no. Wait, but we
Small
This-
business
this
that
gonna
is
make
drinking
a-
partners
this
decided
track.
not to.
or we gonna make a diss track.
Get out
That's
that
something.
distraction.
Y'all got something going with these diss tracks, but what I
No,
want to
ain't no
ask
y'all.
you guys-
If y'all drop a diss track,
Ain't no y'all.
are y'all going like write the lyrics, or y'all gonna have ghostwriters?
Wait. Stop saying y'all. Ain't no y'all.
No, it's a
I just
y'all.
wanna know.
He gonna get you.
Ain't no
If
Yo,
you
y'all.
ain't
I
with that
feel
running
he wears
through the
it
six
down.
shit,
I feel
tell
like
me who
this-
the fuck was Quentin running through the six with. That type of shit.
No.
I feel like y'all have had this conversation enough, and I feel like he's wearing you down.
No, he's not.
You look
gonna
like
wear
you're
me
wearing.
down,
Yeah,
bruh.
you're on the way. Keep
Because
keep
you
it
don't know
moving.
me, I don't wear down. Period. He knows that. I don't wear down. I could be asleep. You could be Thomas. We're gonna do this tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up. No, and I'm gonna no, and I'm gonna go back to sleep. And it ain't no wearing me down, bro.
Yo, but for
But
real, Thomas is a great business partner, and that's one of the things. He's like a realist. You feel me? And
Yeah.
he's like his first. He's also like very future casting type of leader.
Okay.
You feel
Forward
me?
thinker.
Forward thinker. So he's just like no and how. You feel me?
You need that variety in your circle.
Yeah.
Like, cause Day is really good as far as like thinking of this as a small business. I learn from Day every day. I learn from Day, and it's cool to work with Day and learn from him. You know what I'm saying? And like he'll do that, and then I'll talk about, okay, so look, on the cast we shouldn't say this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
and it's
the
a good
art side.
Yeah, it's
you know what
like
I
it's
mean?
like a good.
I mean, bring the art in this.
Because if we
business
both were
and
just good small business people, then it's like, well, what about the product? It's
Yeah.
like, well,
Y'all
we
both be
selling
looking
it.
like, oh shit.
So
I don't know what the fuck I'm
we
doing.
selling it.
we got a lot of places to sell this shit, but what we selling, B?
What we selling?
So no, I think, and that's again people linking up and working together.
Yeah.
So what do you think about? I've had this talk with my lady Camille. Y'all know Camille.
Yep.
shout out to Miss Camille.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
All the
Camille
way.
texted me during the
100.
cast and said, "Y'all better shout her out." Like I,
yeah.
I waited till after the shout out to say it.
But
And
wait,
Camille listens to all
she
the
dropped
cast.
the baby and came and party at Wine and Trap. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Wait
She
a minute.
came
When
out.
was she at Wine and Trap?
She
Like
ain't
you
know.
done outed her now.
You know.
You done outed her
I
now.
done outed her, but she came through and kicked
You done
it.
outed her now. Now I
came through
got
and
to
kicked
send
it.
that message like, so you said you was going to so and
But
so
you know
house.
she was safe. But you know she
But
was.
she knows she was at a safe place.
Who you
she was at a
trapping
safe
with?
That
place
nobody
at
was
Boom
messing with.
Concepts.
Ain't you
know
ain't
what I'm
never
saying?
safe when you're a pretty lady. It's
No.
always
Hey,
predators out
in Boom
there.
Concepts,
At
you
Boom
are
Concepts,
safe.
You are safe.
We got people that walk the premises and be like, "Hey, yo, what you doing?"
That ain't
bro?
got
Yeah,
nothing to
bro.
do with it. Exchange of numbers.
it
Wife,
does.
we gonna talk. We gonna talk. And I ain't know about the wine and trap now.
He said that y'all ain't a chastity belt, nigga. Like, I give a fuck about a
We not hanging
creative
there like,
space.
Real shit though. I'm very happy to hear that she went. She probably did tell me. Like I always encourage wifey to go. I feel like if
Why
you a
was
man,
that like a week ago?
yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was
as
all
a
over the
man,
spot.
as a man, encourage your lady to go out and do things and enjoy yourself.
Hell yeah.
Never let your lady get too caught up in you and y'all life, man. Encourage her to have shit, have outlets, have things. I always encourage wifey to go out. You know what I'm saying? She got my kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, she got my kids, you know what I mean? It's like, I be working, I be doing shows. So if you could tell me something that you want to do, I'm always like, well, tell me the thing you want to go to. Let me make sure that you know what I'm saying, and you go. So I didn't know she went. I'm very happy that she did go.
She probably did tell you.
But she probably did.
Yeah, probably
I'm an absent-minded. I was probably drinking that fucking whiskey. I was probably blunted or something.
You was drinking this Deuce whiskey.
Yeah, well, the first thing I'm going to do, a wife say she's going out, I'm like, all right, let me get blunted first.
And then let me watch the kids so I can have some patience.
Yeah, I'm going to go make them. I'll be making the greatest meals for the kids. Like, my kids is easy, whatever. Fuck, I don't talk about my kids. Shout
out to a good father.
Oh,
Shout out to a good father.
Shout out to a real father. Let me tell you something. If you're a dad, never lose yourself and never let your lady lose herself in your kids and your family.
She has keep that identification.
The discussion we were having is African Americans supporting amateurism. I'm an amateur comedian, so to speak.
You're not.
Well, no. Here's what I'm saying though. I don't feel like I'm amateur. Like, I feel like anybody who comes to my shows, and I won't be the only one to tell you this, they enjoy me on stage. What I get from a lot of my friends is they'll be like, they like to ask when your show is. You tell them when the show is, and they don't show up. They like to ask, well, what you doing? You tell them what you're doing, and they don't show up. And it feels like now, when I'm opening for Tony Rock, or I'm opening for John Witherspoon,
which is great.
Oh, they want to come. They need tickets. They want to hit me up and get free tickets. But when I'm like, yo, I'm throwing my own event at a black-owned venue. You need to come through. It's BYOB. Then I get 3 friends.
How
to
much?
Come through.
What time?
Yeah,
Can I get in?
What day is that?
Where's it at?
Yeah, like it's like
I ain't never been there.
Is there parking?
So
that's
being
the
a
Pittsburgh question. Is there parking?
Well, that's a big deal.
You know what? I've always been conscious of that with Genesis events. I'm like, you got to go through the list. You got to be like, damn, all right, so it's like, can I do what I want? All right, I can't do what I want, but so can I do at least 75% of what I want?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Where's the parking?
That's a big, like, you got to.
Is it central? Is it central for everybody to go to?
Which is like very different.
Is it, you know what I mean? When you go out of town, and this is what I don't get, because like you go out of town and it's just like you will go to wherever the fuck.
Yeah, you'll go to Philly, which is not central to nothing in your life.
And you be like, well, I'm there. But
I gotta get
in Pittsburgh, it's like,
I'll offer you a venue downtown that's black owned. The show is run by 2 black people, and I got mad questions. It's like you got to overcome the obstacles before.
So let me take this. Number 1, you ain't an amateur, Ike. Number 2, fuck your friends. I don't need my friends to support my discipline. You feel me? Exactly.
You can't be successful. With
you
friends
can't
and
be.
family,
You can't be successful with friends and family. So it's just like, number 1, you need to like totally block that out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, yo, people need to block that out. So it's just like, you're not even dependent on your friends and family as your primary support.
We're going to pause you on that. Thomas is a seal breaker. Seal breaker is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to call you out. You can go, but we're going to call you out. Finish your thought.
Little bladder.
Little bladder ass nigga.
But yeah, like, you can't depend on your friends and family as your audience, because ultimately you want to be a professional artist. So the market is way larger than just your friends and family.
Oh, without question.
But
here's what happens on the back end, right? So what happens a lot of times, so we'll throw our shows downtown at Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater. Playwrights Theater. Black owned.
Shout out to Smart.
We promote it. Black owned.
Yeah,
we're
black
on the flyer.
Yeah.
We're promoting it.
It's the only show in Pittsburgh you're gonna find 2 niggas on the same comedy show.
Like,
that's it.
That
Like
run the show. We
it's
literally
run.
booked the venue, booked the people. We booked the venue
Not only am I the
specifically because it's black
I'm the
owned.
player president.
Right. I'm not a member. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Couple of my friends show up, couple of his black friends show up. Then the other friends who didn't show up, they'd be like, that look cool. It's a lot of white people. Why the fuck you didn't come? Like,
yo,
what
let me tell you something.
Like,
I'm a visual artist, bro. I'm a painter.
Yeah.
Okay? At the core of it, I paint flowers. I paint pictures of flowers. You feel me? You cannot pick your audience.
And that's what I try to convey to them.
Create the content,
and then let
what come may. Now, if you want to, but it, you know what I'm saying? The like modern method is like the mixtape, because we both, Thomas and I both approaching this in a hip hop way.
Right.
I'm a painter. He runs Genesis. He's a graphic designer. You know what I'm saying? I do nonprofit shit, but it's just like still with a hip hop approach. So it's just like in hip hop, you had to do all disciplines. You know what I'm saying? And you got to approach shit with the mixtape and album shit. So it's like mixtape shit for the streets. You might do street as an artist. You might do street art. You might do edit props. You know what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter sign. But then on your commercial shit, you doing pop art. You doing design. You doing commercial. But that's like where we come in as Boom Concepts, operating between nonprofit and for-profit, because you could do community shit that reaches more of your people necessarily, and that's like focused towards a specific audience. But then your popular shit, your pop art, your jokes that's talking about TV shows and movies, or your shit that's covering rock and rollers, that's just for a wider audience.
I agree with that, and I like that. I like that approach. My only issue with that approach is my shit is me. Like, no matter what the crowd is,
Definitely. It's
I'm never shooting pop culture. And that's what I kind of want my people to understand. You just come. I'm gonna be like, I perform in front of a lot of white people, right?
Yeah.
I never change who I am.
Yeah. No.
I've never been different. My jokes have never changed because of the crowd, and it's very frustrating at times for someone to not show up and then question the demographic. And it's like, I put this on the internet, fam. Like, this is not something I'm promoting to a specific demographic. Come support. Because when I do the improv and I put out that I'm at the improv, then I get the text messages. Yo, can you get ticks?
So I think here's the thing.
I make tangible things. So there's different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's a little different.
Like, I make tangible things, so I could be in the lane.
I think the issue is the whole, they don't show up till you blow up type thing or whatever. And it's like,
always.
You know that you support this particular area, this avenue of whatever, whether it's rap or comedy or art or whatever. But you are going to stand on the sidelines until it's validated from elsewhere.
From white people.
Then it's like, oh, I know old boy since, I mean. And it's like, why do we not, like you said, the culture, like, why do we not get in on the ground up? Because, I mean, what we have done, like, because I've seen that, so I've actually, like I'm not just, like talking on it, like, I actually put a lot of time into, with my college education and work history and my day job. I don't get into my day job or whatever, but I'm in the community a lot.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then even, culturally or whatever, with the creative side, I'm still in the community. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, putting on people that, like, you don't know about or whatever, because local. Yep. You know what I mean? Support it from the ground up. Don't wait until you get to the Empire State and then you're like, all right, you know what I mean?
Don't miss the wave.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, that's that's my biggest gripe is why. Why do we wait until it pops before we?
Yo, I've always had like a problem with this shit because, I mean, just with Genesis of how many people we've touched, I could have a motherfucker in Cali be like, yo, I fuck with you.
Yeah.
Years later, like, like I was talking about doing the Earth Day joint.
Yeah.
I had an intern come out of that be like, yo, I remember when y'all did the Earth Day joint. This was like 4 or 5 years later. Like, yo, we fuck with y'all. And in Pittsburgh, I'm not originally from Pittsburgh, so I still kind of even look at it differently. But even still, like, I'm a product of being an adult here. I grew up here as an adult.
Well, I always say Cleveland raised me, Pittsburgh made me. Like, I've been here my entire adult life.
So it's just like, it's disturbing, I think. Even just, I mean, it's not even just here. It's all
I don't think it's just a Pittsburgh thing. I think it's a thing for real.
It's, you know what I mean? Like, just like he said, fuck your friends when it comes to this shit, because you automatically you want them to support you first. That's just automatic.
You want them to see the vision.
You want them to support you first. We want them to see the vision, but also it's such a big mix of everything. It's like, all right, we are the first of the 80s babies that's running around here doing our thing. You know what I mean? Some of us are still confused with working in a factory or working a 9 to 5. And when you think about going out there on your own, you fucking scared. You see somebody else doing that shit, you kind of even scared for a motherfucker to even be doing that.
That could be,
but also at the same time, you should support that person. It's just like, yo, I know there's not a lot of people out here doing this. I need to be doing that. I think also just as history, you know what I'm saying? Like, white people have had us going against each other for so long. Yep. It's like people are just like, oh, you know, it's a competition thing. But it's like, yo, y'all do comedy.
See you do good, but not better than me.
Y'all do comedy, he do art. Y'all is not in the same lane. So why do y'all feel like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that it is, but I mean, why do y'all feel like he would be taking money out of y'all pockets or you taking
work
money
for
out of his pocket?
UPMC, like just like we not in competition, fam.
Or like even just some of these events. It was funny, like a white person told me last night, we was down at a joint, I'm not gonna say. But he was just like, yo, I don't think I've ever seen a black DJ down here. I just laughed because like I always have been thinking it. But it's just like all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but they want our fucking culture. They want everything we do.
Look, he sent me a DM about this. Now we done got him a couple whiskeys.
But I'm just saying though. But at the end of the day though, it's just like we doing so much work. We doing so much shit. And like nobody wants to give us the props. We work so fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? We have to do twice as much just to try to be on a fucking playing field.
Just to get recognition as a participant.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like as a person as the same culture, like I should be supporting you because I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
I don't give a you work a 9-to-5 job, you still gonna be working just as hard to get the same playing field as somebody else.
But that's the thing. But here's the thing though, if you work a 9-to-5, a motherfucker will support you on a 9-to-5. Like, oh, you work for, I mean, you like, oh, my boy, you know, his shop or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, if you got an accountant dude, like, oh, you know, my boy's an accountant.
Well, here's the thing about that.
But
we'll
like,
support the 9-to-5 to the degree that it is advantageous to us.
Yeah.
So is your 9-to-5 conducive to me getting a hookup, a special deal? Because, see, that's why I don't like either. There's this hookup mentality. And I'm not coming down on all black supporters. What I'm saying is, see, again, with this podcast, our big thing is support local. You know what I'm saying? And we're two black dudes who do it. We're two black dudes who put on shows. We're two black dudes who go out and do shows ourselves. You know what I mean? And I want better representation of us because I feel like he and I have the talent to be someone that you can latch on to in this endeavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I do all rooms in Pittsburgh. I do my own shows. I do the improv. I'll do a fucking show at the zoo. Like, I'm always bringing heat wherever I go. And I want people to understand, like, supporting those who supporting us is not a negative. It's a positive. It's all a contribution. Just like supporting Boom is a contribution. It's all a contribution. We got to fucking invest in ourselves, especially in these days.
Yeah.
Especially in these days.
It's not a competition.
It is a competition because we all operating out of hip-hop.
Yeah.
You feel me? But people got to figure out, like, when the battle is over, we all brothers and sisters.
You know why I think it's a competition?
I
think the larger issue is economic. We are conditioned to be like, I'm only putting my money into something with a guaranteed result. That's why I think we're very materialistic.
That's
you know what I mean?
Capitalist, Western.
But I think that's why we're so
culture.
materialistic.
But that ain't our shit.
Not necessarily.
But
we are.
It's not our shit, but we are influenced by it.
Yeah.
We are influenced by it. That's why you'll pay $50 or $30 or $40 down at the Improv to go see a D.L. Hewley, right? Even though D.L. Hewley might do the jokes that he came and did in 2012, which is not a knock on him, but you'll pay because you know you're going to like D.L. Hewley and you'll be in the presence of D.L. Hewley. But if I tell you, yo, pay $8 to come down the street, you're going to have all types of excuses why you can't come. Power come on that night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Act up on Tuesday.
And that's why somebody...
Even free shows, man. Like, cause there's a ton of those going on.
And like, think about it. That's why people overspend on commercial items. Like, hey, I might not be the best at putting an outfit together, but if I throw a Louis belt with some nice ass like red bottoms, then niggas gonna respect it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, you probably gotta let the Fat Farm go. I'm not gonna say I'm a label whore, but you gotta let the Fat Farm go. That was one of the first things I learned at college.
I think what artists got to do to avoid that, right, and avoid that frustration that comes from operating in your hometown only, is making sure that you engage national opportunities. So for me, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of the artists on we got a roster of artists too. We got a roster of like 25 artists just for niggas who didn't know. You feel me? Like for me and the artists on our Boom Concepts roster, I'm always encouraging them to go for artist residencies. You feel me? So like in October, I'm going to be in Austin, Texas for a month. Nice. You know what I'm saying? I got a place to stay. I get to have a show. I get free supplies. You know what I'm saying? I get to work on my craft. You know what I mean? I got a good team here that's still going to be operating the spot and shit. So it's just like, yo, to avoid the frustration, you look at people like August Wilson. He bounced.
Yeah.
You feel me?
See, and here's the thing, though, like, cause like my frustration is, you know, like, cause we're fairly successful at what we do.
Y'all are.
Yeah, I mean,
oh,
like
salute.
we're
Salute.
fairly.
This is big time for us to be here.
I don't like the big time or anything. Like I try to maintain humility or whatever, but we're fairly successful.
Nigga, you don't try to maintain no fucking humility.
He over there lying real quick.
Did you hear that shit, Buzzy? I try to maintain humility.
Like, hold up.
We might cut that one.
Lying.
I try to make, but like you know,
I'm gonna put the DJ cut over. Chibrit, humility. Nah, bro.
One thing about being partners, you got to be able to call your mans out.
Yeah.
You ain't humble.
But like, you know, but my thing is that like, and I love my white supporters, like, but I'm sick of going to all white rooms. Like, and when you say like put the art out there and let come what may or whatever, and it's like it's cool, but like. I want the art to like reach other people to other opportunities.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, this is for people in general, a mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you look at like just
culture.
in a whole, exactly a culture. Like it's not just me. Like, oh, I want you to come support me. I want there to be black support. Yeah. And I want it to be from the ground up, from elementary on up. Yeah. From when you get out, there was a whole thing about a couple years ago, a study or whatever, about how like black folks they when they do transcend a socioeconomic bracket, they rarely go back and try to like bring those folks back up. So if you go from poor to middle or middle to upper, you don't bring a lot of folks with you. Whereas
throwing the rope over the fence.
Exactly, throwing the rope over the fence. We don't have that. So like, I don't want people to think like, oh, like Dave's crazy man because he ain't selling tickets and shit. Like we sell tickets. We selling tickets.
We selling tickets.
we selling tickets.
Y'all got sponsors.
And
Here's
the thing, because there was somebody had mentioned or whatever about how like she was like what the thing is some like they won't spend the money for the art. They don't have the appreciation. They won't spend the money for the art or whatever. Yeah. So you can't get mad at it. Just let them be and move on. And it's like, it's just that move on thing that gets me. Like, I keep wanting to reach back and be like, nah, man, like, let's come. Like, I mean, and what y'all are doing is exactly that. It's like, yo, we're up here. Everybody, come on, let's go eat. This is how we figured it out. Like you busted open the door and you're like, come on, let's get everybody in before they close this.
Basically, and I think at the same time, it's just like you can't. It just goes back to thinking that like you can't just be waiting for people to catch on to what the fuck you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like, yo, you got to keep moving. You also. I think we just all have a responsibility. It's a hard responsibility for us. Yeah. For the type of people we are. It's like, oh, y'all doing this and y'all need to help us out, but we also need to stay real and we also need to do this. It's like a hard responsibility to do so much.
Motherfuckers love to tell you to be real and don't be real with you.
You know what's
it's a solution.
Tell you to be real.
Motherfucker always got a solution.
Hold on.
Everybody know what the fuck you should be doing.
Everybody got a
Let
solution.
me tell you what's real.
Everybody know what the fuck you should be doing.
You know what's real? Them checks from the Carnegie.
Yeah.
That shit's real.
Hold on.
True.
That we giving the artists. Them checks from the Warhol that we giving the artists. You know what I'm saying? The checks from the Heinz Endowments and the Pittsburgh Foundation that we helping artists get. And that's the real shit.
And I want to say something.
That's real.
I want to say something about paying your artists. Pay your fucking artists, man. One. Two, if you're an artist, man, you gotta demand some sort of worth.
Hold
on,
one more, yo, because I'm feeling I'm in this.
He's on that whiskey.
He's on that
because we really drink
Hold on.
We really do drink.
Them checks from the cultural trust that we giving artists is real.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's real out there. Like,
come on, man.
All types of checks, bro. Like we've been doing all types of checks
for
2 years.
People, man, for 2 years.
Like I said, we've been giving out more checks than we've received.
Real shit.
Yeah.
But we've been giving out checks more than we receive, like I said, and it's important to just continuously do that in our community. Like we have to make sure that we I think people just need to see that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't do that, if you don't put that in their faces, like, other people don't believe that it's actually even possible.
It's possible.
Yeah. I think we do limit what is possible. Like, and I think, again, we are being raised by a generation whose idea of life was work 30 years on a job, collect a pension, possibly Social Security, get $2,000.
You might not get this chance again, so you got to keep working.
Right, you know what I mean? And it again, that's why I say we are the 80s babies. I think is just the greatest fucking societies created because we come from that, but we've also seen the transcendence of that.
We know we got to make our own shit.
Segueing into it now, niggas that's been getting corporate checks is like, all right, I'm gonna take these checks and create something for myself.
Hold on, and we take niggas on the road. We got an ill road team. We didn't took niggas to Detroit.
Yeah.
We didn't took niggas to New York.
Detroit?
You know what I'm saying? We done took niggas to
Detroit.
Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? We done took niggas to Brooklyn for money and shit. Shout out to Fat BK.
We done brought people into Pittsburgh.
We just had,
that's our next thing is bringing people in.
Shout out to we done brought people from
Steph
St. Louis in. Shout out to Mallory Nazim. They just got a piece of art in the new African
people
American.
was just here from Baltimore.
People here from Baltimore. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
again
People here
was
from Providence.
very, very,
Shout out to
very
our Providence
frustrating.
family.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And honestly, like with the frustration and not supporting or whatever, I think a large part of it is education. Because the thing is that, like, when I'm walking down the street and I see somebody, like, banging away at a guitar and they're, like, killing that shit, the fact that I have enough education to understand the skill that is going into that performance that I'm seeing there is making me more likely to drop $5. I'll stand there for a minute, like, vibe out for a minute. But if you don't have the education, because, I mean, arts are the first thing to go in inner city schools and a lot of, so the culture doesn't even understand what talent, like, when they see, you know, like, when I went to Van Gogh and they had the cross section of paint and all of those different layers and everything that went in it, like, that type of education and that understanding is what's lacking in the culture as well.
I mean, we working with the babies too. We did a 6-week program in McKees Rocks this year. You know what I'm saying? In spring, early summer with the babies. We go up to Schumann Juvenile Detention Center. We took a group of artists up to the kid jail and shit. You know what I'm saying? Thomas always got youngins in the building. It's boom concepts, bro.
Yeah, I think I think so. What I'm hearing from this conversation, what I'm taking, which is not a knock on anyone, or is not an excuse or anything. I think with more tangible things, people can. It's I don't want to say it's easier, but people are more prone to appreciate those because they can. Yeah, I mean, right there. I'm doing this. I'm providing this artwork, a physical, tangible asset. I'm bringing these people in, this, that, and the third. And I think what's frustrating for us is people don't understand how tangible this art is that we do.
Yes.
Like you don't find too many motherfuckers who can stand up in front of 400 people and get them to understand what he's talking about and find the humor in it. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times people don't appreciate it. And I'm just, again, our big thing here is to support local. Support local. And obviously, being two African-American gentlemen, support African-American shit. Yeah. My wifey don't allow me to not say support African-American shit. My wifey buys her deodorant. I mean, like she got some,
at the end
she
of the
be
day,
finding deodorant from black people in another fucking city state. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
at the end
fucking
of the day,
look into self.
Y'all are about to be on your 100th podcast. That's important. In Pittsburgh, 2 black men.
With
in
enough
Pittsburgh.
attention from somebody to be
Yeah,
like, we
I
can
don't know.
continue to come
Continue
here
to
and
do this.
record.
Because y'all ain't
That's
rating and
important.
reviewing.
That's a celebration in its own. Like for real, after this, yo, like if we can help y'all in any way, we will do that. Like
Send me
I
the
got
D-twat.
I got my homie too. Hey,
You join the road team.
I know how to dress in
you
Detroit.
want to jump on the you want
I'm
to
from
jump on the road
Cleveland.
team?
I know they wear the same color top to bottom.
We got people in New York. We got people in other places. Like, yo, that's important. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's good
important.
for us to
That's
link.
another thing that I was just talking about, though, too, is like, we have to start just teaming up. It don't matter how early or how late it is. Let's respect what we doing, team up, find a way to bring other people in, whether it starts with us first, and it's like, oh, we can bring other people in, but we have to do it. We have to, because who else is going to do it for us? Because we did it on our own to get to where we at. 100th podcast. 3 years about to be at Boom Concepts next year. You know what I'm saying?
2 spaces.
2 spaces. Like,
2
you know what I'm saying? 10 years.
Like 2 chains.
10 years of work. Like, we did this on our own.
Yeah.
Nobody was just like walked us here and dropped us off 10 years later. It's like,
We
no, we
made
did this
us.
shit.
Yeah.
We made us.
And it
so we
feels
have
good
to do
feel
this.
that way.
Yeah.
It feels good
Yeah.
to feel and understand.
And
like,
also,
everything
too,
I got on my own.
Other people need to be celebrating. I don't like to, because I'm not the person that be like, yo, people need to be celebrating us, but people need to be celebrating us because that shit is motherfucking important.
Yeah.
Yo, people need to be out here like, yo, these black men, these black women out here are doing these things that I just be thinking about when I'm going to sleep or I'm just playing around.
Getting
Like,
rooms,
yo,
man.
we out here doing it and getting it.
Everybody in here, we getting
It's
rooms
important.
that you didn't think we could get in. We
Yeah,
control,
yo, every
we control
time-
atmospheres that you didn't think we could
Yeah,
control.
it's almost
Out of Pittsburgh,
every
of all
time I
places.
walk
Out of
in, I'm
Pittsburgh.
surprised. Like,
as a Clevelander, fam, like I'm not even from. I'm from the city that this city hates the most. You know what I mean?
they do,
and I
very
can get
much
it
so.
rooms.
yeah, I mean, coming from Braddock, man. Like, next is still good in the projects. Coming from the projects, it's like.
Hold up, I got a show out there, man, coming up.
You got
bro.
shout out Braddock?
Yeah,
Where you at out there?
Yeah, it's gonna be next week. The podcast will drop after that shit. But I'm gonna
Where you gonna be at? Where you gonna be at?
At the library, man. We doing a
Oh, y'all at the library?
We're gonna do a 33 game in the gym up there and shit.
Oh yeah,
man.
Yo, man, shout out to the library. Like,
I need to get one good hoop
Braddock,
game
Hold
in
on,
before
I'm
the-
gonna see you on
before it's-
Wednesday, bro. The podcast gonna
come on
drop. I'm
Wednesday.
gonna teach your ass what the fuck you did.
No, where's the 33 game? I'll fucking just let me get the ball out the net and pass it.
Yeah,
I need to get on the court,
Wait,
man.
and Pittsburgh niggas play 33. Fuck 21. Real
We-
shit.
33. That 21 is weird. Like
I'm
when
from
somebody.
the 21. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
it's
it's a
cool.
33.
We still fuck
We used to
with you,
play
though.
33 back home. We used to play double
Ain't no
tray
choice
back
but
home.
to fuck
We
with
used
it.
double tray.
But yeah, no, like
21
going,
is a one-on-one thing.
Yeah, 20 is just weird. I just feel like it's like the lazier style. Like I will just go to 21 instead of 33. Like I don't know. It just
21's a one-on-one thing.
21's
33,
for
you just
old
have a
niggas.
group of motherfuckers
33
out
is
there.
forever young.
Respect.
nice, man. No, but yo, shout out to you guys, man. Like even harking back to Twitter or whatever. Like I've been following you guys, like online and the rise, and it's super dope. Like it's one of those things that I look to as inspiration. You know what I mean? Like because there's not as a black like artist or any type of honestly like being black and successful in Pittsburgh. The circle gets crazy small. Like, you know what I mean? Like once you've been in it for a little while, you start to bump into the same folks or whatever. And then you see folks drop off and some people pop up new or whatever. But like to see you guys like consistently, you know what I mean, over the years, like even before I got into comedy, like with the Jenesis or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, like just watching that and like, I do whatever I can to support, on the sidelines or whatever, you know what I mean? Retweets here and there or whatever. And like, I'm appreciative of you guys coming on the podcast. Like this has been dope. I didn't even know, you know what I mean? D.S. was coming through. Like this is an extra
surprise.
this was like super
I had to bring
extra.
him in, yo. I was like, I'm going on. I was like, man, I gotta bring DS on though.
Man, that's a
I
love
have
shot,
to. It's
man. That's
like
that's a twofer.
That's like
That's a twofer, Paul.
it's like real shit though. I mean, like we don't necessarily do a lot separately, which is kind of like even though we have separate shit.
Yeah,
we don't do a lot of things separately. We always cross paths on whatever it is. Even if I'm just like, oh, whatever, all right, do it.
That
he's
is
just like,
happening
oh,
day
whatever,
and
all
night.
right, do it. It's like we don't. It's like at least we bring it up, and then it's like, you know what, bro? Like I know what you're doing, and I am, I am appreciative of what you have going on. Even if you want to bring me in, even if they just talk to him, he's still like, hey, yo, Thomas, hey, yo, we got da going on. I'm like, all right, cool, go do your thing, get that check. I'm supportive. If you need me to send out. Hey.
Definitely get the bag. Yeah. We had a whole.
We DJ Khaled at the boom. We DJ Khaled at the boom.
Swear to God, and this is so fucking funny. Talking to y'all, everything's happening with y'all. We like just talked about we just had a get the bag conversation about it. We was like, yo, we gotta get that bag.
Gotta get the bag.
They trying, you know what I mean? Like if you learn nothing, if you learn nothing from this cast. Secure the bag.
Secure the bag. Secure the bag for the people who is working hard, man. Secure the bag. Like I said, when we talk about it, like I said, we say the checks, like I'm not well off. He's not well off.
Nope.
But when we get these checks, immediately the first thing we thinking of is other people.
Yeah.
You can't say that a lot about other people.
Yeah.
Like I've worked through Genesis, like I can't say that I've been able to give them an opportunity to make money, but also at the same time, I've given them an opportunity to get their name out nationally, internationally, connect with the right people. Connect with people that they was fans of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that, I probably worked with that, they don't even think about that. But it's like, yo, you are connected with somebody that you love, connected with somebody with some connections, maybe even a job later on, you're able to connect with this person later on. You are getting information that I'm giving you that you are able to work with later on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you doing it, you just like, whatever, he's not paying me or he's not doing this. Like, I always talk about my first opportunity of doing marketing and doing other shit and not getting paid for it. And I wasn't like, oh, I didn't get paid. I'm like, damn, I got great marketing skills.
Yeah.
I got great promotion. I got great contacts. I ended up with the right people. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's honestly, I mean, that, out of my college education, that was the one thing that I learned first and foremost. Like, networking was what. You know what I mean? Like, you got to you get like the you know, breaking out of your bubble and experience so many different cultures and, you know, things and whatever, but like just networking, you know what I mean, through and through. And like I said, even as artists, like when you first get in, like when I first got in, you know, doing shows, you know, free shows here and there or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you know, just to get some, you know, your footwork in, you know, da-da-da. But like at some point as an artist, you got to demand a premium.
Yeah, you got
but you know what?
And as someone that is eating, if you're hiring artists, you need to pay your artists.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You need to pay your artists. And like, it was crazy because we were just having that conversation about Hot Farm earlier. How about like as a men, like, I mean, as adults or whatever, our time isn't our own.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Every like waking minute of the day is dedicated to somebody else in some way, shape, or form. There's very few times, you know what I mean, where we get to be like, this is just for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when you said like, you know, when we get these checks, we're immediately thinking about other folks. That's the mentality that you have to have. When we put on these shows, we make sure that quality first. You know what I mean, we make sure that the artists are paid. We make sure that we make sure that the venue is happy. Everybody that if we got a sponsor, they're happy. They're getting
you last on the list.
Yeah, and even if
we are definitely, we definitely don't get our money definitely don't get our money till after everybody's been paid.
Yeah, everybody's paid, and we waiting a couple days for ours to come in. You know what I mean? Like, but you good, and we've even taken losses on shit, but we refuse for you to walk out of here without your cake. You know what I mean? Like, cause that's not what it was. So, you know, like I said, I have a certain thing about folks who, like I said, one, you know, for the folks who aren't getting paid, that's up to you to demand that. Yeah. And two, for the guys that are sharking out here, man, pay your artists. Like that's garbage.
Wait. And if artists don't feel comfortable, we negotiate for them.
There it is.
Hold up.
Because there's a lot of soft folks that don't like to be. I hate a motherfucker that doesn't like. I speak money first and foremost. You know exactly what you. Don't be afraid to talk about money. We grown as shit. We all in here for the same. Like, we got it for the art and the love and this and the other. But we all got bills.
It's
Sprint don't take art and love.
Professional.
Exactly.
But you know what's important though, also, and I know we talk about like paying and we talk about this and like, but it's like if you don't have the experience. And I'm giving you that experience, or I'm giving you those connections that I work. There's a lot of shit that I've worked hard for that I'm giving you at the drop of a dime. Like, hey, email currency.
I'm giving you on the street.
Hey, email Dom Kennedy. Hey, email, you know, whoever. You didn't have to work for that. I worked hours and days and fought weeks for that. I mean, like, you got to take that, and then also, but you also like, it's like. You know, when it comes from like a business like us, like you have to show somebody your worth of like, I can make money for you. But also at the same time, what I be trying to teach my people is like, yo, you can make money on your own. You don't need me to make money. I'm trying to give you the skills, the tools
teach a man to fish.
To go out there to be like, hey, you know what? I can make my own site. I can do my own kind of content. And I can get money off of that. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to teach somebody. There's not a job out there that really wants to teach you that because they want you to make money for them.
I mean, honestly, they didn't teach us to read until the Industrial Revolution because it was advantageous for them to not have niggas killing themselves.
And what Thomas talking about in the art world is called salon. You feel me? We giving people an opportunity to kind of just work shit out. Be with other artists, be with audience members, make mistakes, be taught, get the information, get the education,
and then go out and get the bread.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing.
Secure the bag.
They say
secure the bag.
The first one
because they go, oh, you know, when a job wants experience, but you know, nobody wants to hire you because you ain't got experience. You just got to go out and get that shit. You got to, and it might be for free. You can turn.
You don't have the experience they want. So experience in itself is a currency. The right type of experience, though. Like, and what happens with a lot of
we done told people to put you as a boom artist on the application, and that experience got them the bag.
There's people that have me just be like, hey, yo, I need you as a reference. Like, of course you need me as a reference because you done did all this shit with all these people, these real names.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't even have to go deep into
Yeah.
it because I'll go deep into it and it's just gonna be like a super longer ass
Then
podcast.
the diss track come out.
But you know what I mean? But
Then I finally get to the diss track.
he think you gonna get to the diss track. But I'm saying though, like you have to do the I went through it.
Yeah.
If you think
Strikes.
you ain't gonna go through it,
you
Strike.
you
gotta
out your
put that-
motherfucking mind that you don't
Strike.
think you just
Gotta
gonna
put that
jump
time
in
in.
and think you gonna jump to the top
Yeah.
and be like, hey, yeah, I deserve it all. But like you ain't got no experience.
Yeah.
Strike.
You ain't creative. I'm giving you my ideas.
Stripes.
You playing.
and when you do get through, help a motherfucker up too, man. Like I mean,
Throw the
reach
rope
back
back
down.
over.
Throw that rope back over, man. Like that's what we. I mean, I don't know, man. 92 episodes. I think that's the one thing I want to like, to really drive home. Throw the rope back over, man.
Throw the rope back, man.
That's all we do here.
That's it. That's all it is.
That's all
That's
we're
all
doing.
it is, man.
They helping us, we helping them. Like this, it's just the only way things are going to get advanced. Your demographic fucks with us. Our demographic fucks with you.
Yeah.
Then we fuck with somebody that
Yeah,
gives us
cross
some other
promotion.
opportunity. That's it.
I mean, cross promotion. Yeah, I mean, when you get into different spaces, because like honestly, like I mean, a lot of my success is just I'm a plug. Like I said, I'm not very talented. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the smartest dude in the room.
I'm very talented.
Yeah, I'm not the smartest. Yeah,
talented.
he's talented. You
Wait,
see, because I'm the plug.
Do both of y'all wear larges or one of you? Will you wear extra large?
I wear large.
Bulky and shit.
I wear
Yeah,
large.
he
I wear
bulky.
regular ass large.
You gonna wear
I'm not
extra
bulky.
large?
We get these niggas
I brought a
boom.
shirt.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not-
gotta
shirt.
get help. We gotta get some new ones.
all
All the
right,
extra
I say-
large and large
Oh,
is out.
yeah, we
fuck
don't get
these
no blue,
shirts.
but we got them some t-shirts.
This is a large one. You can wear that because you
Thank
like
you, man.
wear
That's
a large,
appreciative.
extra large because you got the
Normally,
arms.
all right, I'm listen.
You got the bulky arms. Yo. You like
I'm
been
like
working
regular.
out.
I'm regular size. All right,
That's
y'all
all
folks
good,
make
man.
me all
You've been working out.
self-conscious. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
because
You've been working
you
out.
got to be in front of people all the time. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like I'm trying to be in Best Man 7. That's what I tell people all the time. Like let me get, I'm waiting for my towel scene. I'm gonna come out the cut, spinning, listening to.
And wife, you gonna walk right in front of the camera like.
Actually, Thomas,
What are you doing?
Thomas, you got me feeling all unprepared, man. I'm gonna get y'all some art, real shit. I'm gonna give each y'all some art off the grip.
Nah, man.
All the way.
We gonna
100.
continue to
We gonna
build,
continue
man,
to
because
build,
that's
too.
That's what it
important.
is.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
it is.
all it is,
So,
man. We came here is all important. I respect y'all for having us on here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
this
we've been
is-
wanting to get.
this
Well,
is
we had
it.
talked to DS, and then I saw you the one. I'm like, yo,
I've been trying to get
let
DS
me
in this
hit him up.
motherfucker for a minute, man. Like that's why this is such a love shot because I've been trying to book this dude. He's always working.
Hey, yo, this man right here.
Always working.
It was Steelers Sunday,
people-
so he
people
was
hit-
off.
Hey, yo,
I just
look,
want to put out there that y'all got smacked by Philadelphia.
yo,
but
I'm
it was
so hot
still-
right now.
Did we?
I'm so hot.
34 to
34
3.
to
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's bad.
Very
Got about
sad.
it. You gonna tell me that on the podcast?
I
too?
did
You
tell
wanted,
you.
you wanted
Well,
to have that candid
let me-
moment.
I looked at the iPhone. I looked at the iPhone and I was like, I'm not even gonna turn and say nothing. I don't even want to react.
And let me,
I will react right now.
That's why I don't even. Yeah, yo, that was a setup. He was
It
waiting
was
for
a
that.
setup. I just googled that. Hold on. Let me explain why that's fucked up though. It's fucked up for me, both.
Because both Ohio teams lost today.
We
too.
definitely
They
lost to the
killed.
Dolphins. I don't give a fuck about the Bengals. We did win a championship in June. Shout out to LeBron and them. So we good. But yeah, good. It's like Gucci. It's Gucci.
Gucci
Wait.
and gold.
It's Gucci
Wait,
and
that's
gold.
also
It's
some.
good.
Wait, no. Goo is also some.
No, it's good.
Gould.
Oh, I was
We
about to say
Gucci
that's
and
not-
gold.
baby.
You close.
We
close
good.
to some hill shit on that.
But
Right?
I just, them Philly. It's funny because the Philly cats gonna have this false sense of like
security.
but
Like,
they
y'all
are
niggas
like
ain't
3-0.
They got Carson Wentz, and he's a beast.
But
I'm
you
not
know what?
gonna-
He's a beast.
It don't matter till you win that championship, baby.
Oh, they ain't got nothing coming.
You know they ain't win no
They ain't got nothing
championship.
coming,
Nah,
but
it'll implode at some
but they
point.
definitely smacked y'all.
That's
Hey, yo,
some
bro, come
shit.
on, man. Don't end my podcast like
But
that.
that's
I'm trying to end on a
crazy.
positive
That's
note.
crazy.
Shout out to the step back Kyrie Irving, Cleveland. We good, baby.
Shout out to your fourth string quarterback out in Cleveland.
T. Pryor.
Yeah, shout out T. Pryor, man.
He's sort of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
He is
He
Pittsburgh.
came and
Yeah,
saw us. He
he's
saw
from-
us perform one time down at
run away.
Altar Bar.
Altar Bar.
Yeah, that was like one
It's
of the
hard to go
last-
back and forth with Ohio because I'm from Ohio. I love Pittsburgh. The Steelers has always been my team. I hate Cleveland Browns. I hate Cincinnati
All right,
Bengals.
so on that note,
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
podcast
Like,
is
you
over.
know, this podcast
I ain't
over,
mad
yo.
at
shit
you.
is over.
I ain't mad at
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking high
Yo,
five.
bro.
Yo, wait.
We're going to high five on the podcast.
Hold on.
Hey.
We
from Youngstown. I get it. You're right in between the two. You're from Sandusky.
Hold up.
Like, you know what I mean?
Hey,
You gotta go through.
shout out. What's that big ass water park? Y'all got
Cedar Point, baby.
No.
You talking about old Geauga Lake?
That
You
shit's
talking about that?
That
No,
shit
it
is
says Sandusky, the Kalahari, cause
Whoa.
Kalahari.
Yeah, that's a
on
couple
point,
hotels. They got
yo.
a couple of those though.
Yeah, they got a couple
Hold on.
Kalaharis. I ain't man.
Shout out to, since we here, you know what I'm saying, two creative entrepreneurs running the business together, we want to just give a shout out to y'all, man. Real shit, you know what I'm saying? Two creative entrepreneurs
that,
running the
man. Much
business
love.
together. We proud as fuck of y'all, man. We need to tell each other that more often.
Hey, yo, come fucking do a show at our spot.
Yeah, come do a show at our spot.
Not the podcast.
Yeah,
come do the
like
comedy
I will
show.
come do.
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
do the
But we,
any
yo,
amount of time.
we really proud of y'all.
We really appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Real
we're
talk.
fans of you two.
Yeah.
We're
Proud
trying
of
to focus
y'all.
on the
Real
podcast.
shit.
We booked this dude 2 months ago because we couldn't get your ass.
Because I've been
He had to
trying-
get me to get to him.
Get drove like.
You only got to me because he ain't had no phone. He just got a phone like last week. He was like, "Yeah, motherfucker." He's telling everybody,
Nah,
"Hey,
it was
I got a phone."
It was funny because I was a victim of the shit I was complaining about. It's like I'm aware of you, and I'm like, yeah, I fucks with that, but I never actively was like, yo, get him on. And I was like, oh shit, I saw you the one day, and I was chilling with wifey, and I just sent you the DM like, hey man, you think you want to come on the cast? Like, just I was like,
Yeah.
I never even reached out to dude. Like,
Yeah.
fucking notice.
And that's the thing a lot of people do. They don't just reach out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just
like,
a quick DM
Yeah, I mean,
turned into like
the-
one of the best casts we have.
Exactly,
like,
man.
real shit.
The worst you can get is a no. You know what I mean?
So
That's
we
about it.
definitely
Bro, I would never
appreciate
tell
you
y'all
motherfuckers.
no because it's just important for black
Hold up.
people to come in and do their thing.
Nefs. Y'all niggas never had nobody say Nefs on the podcast.
Nah,
Like,
that-
or Ike. Honestly,
You know what I'm
Ike
saying?
or Neff, because
Hold
I don't
up,
think we've
Ike.
even had anybody
Hold-
named Ike. Or,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no
Nobody
real hill
Ike
niggas
the
on the building.
Nefs.
So,
Yeah, so-
Nefs, we would never say no to y'all. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with y'all all the way 100. Like, Hometown Hero, Imported Hero, Boom Concerts all the way. We
Imported,
fuck
yeah.
with y'all, all right?
Y'all
You know
like
what I'm
the
saying?
So if you
Converse,
stuck
real
through
shit.
the whole hour and a half, 2 hours of this shit, you got a Nefs. Somebody, once you said you're from the hill, somebody stuck through to time the Nefs. There's
True.
gonna be like a Vegas line, like at what point?
I wish
DS
y'all were.
say
I wish y'all
Nefs.
were. Wait, but I wish y'all were at Boom Concepts Weekly because there's a door open and Nefs Ike, and I know when that happens, there's some shit right behind it. And I'm just like smiling, waiting for the story. Like, what's gonna happen, my nigga? Hey, yo, Ike, you know the. I'm like, yes.
you know, shit's
I know
about to
what's
pop
gonna
off.
happen.
I know, man. Like,
You know what? Like Ohio
Say
don't
they-
really have that. I don't know. Ohio might have that thing.
Well,
You know what? There's some younger Ohio cats from Columbus. They came up to Pittsburgh,
Killing it.
with some slang. I was like, ooh, I
Yeah,
gotta jump on
yeah,
that. I
even-
was like,
yeah.
that's
Too
my
much
shit.
sauce, right?
Yo,
Yeah.
shout out
Too
to-
much. And you know what?
'Cause
Shout
the
out, to,
Columbus.
shout out to DK, man. Ikewear all day. Real shit, man.
Yep.
Shout out to
Oh,
DK.
right. What street?
on
What street?
Center. They got a
Is
shop
that
on
considered
Center,
Center?
now.
Yeah.
Real
It's on
shit.
Center, not on
Yeah.
the because it used to be
No, it's on
the,
Center now. Yeah, it used to be
word,
it used
they
to be at
moved.
the bottom of Sugar Top and shit. Now
Yeah.
it's on Center,
Yeah.
man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga
I done
Tone.
walked into Ikewear several times.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
fuck
fuck
with the
that.
hill.
Yeah, man, all the way, 100.
fuck with
It's
that.
real people. Real
Yeah.
It's
people.
real
Yeah.
people,
Real
and I say
people.
any hood. You never got to be scared of the hood because if you in the hood, they don't fuck with people. They don't bother people who not from there. They only bother
Yeah.
motherfuckers who try to act.
Go do
If
stupid
you
shit.
too much, if you
Don't
do
go to the hood
too
and do
much,
stupid
man.
shit.
Yeah, that's when they, like anybody like are you like I'm like as long as you ain't out here with like 18 gold chains with your fucking like
No,
you know what I mean,
man.
your music.
Don't go to the
up
hood
and-
with too much sauce.
yeah, no,
You go in there like too much
I had
sauce.
a
They gonna be
couple
like,
problems
run that
in the
sauce.
hood.
Yeah, you
Because I was throwing a couple
Yeah.
little get-togethers and some niggas' girlfriends.
They were like,
was
hold
there.
up,
You know
too
what I'm
much
saying?
sauce.
Don't be Sean Kingston and get
like
your
you got
chains
too much
stacked,
sauce.
my nigga.
Too
Like,
much
hold
sauce
on.
around the way and shit.
Too much sauce.
You
up in
can't
the
cool.
motherfucker.
You up here taking our resources. you can't
Hey, yo, hold on, bro.
siphoning our resources.
That one right over there, that's my resource. Bring
Yeah,
that
nah.
back.
That's listen.
But no,
I
we
was about to
fucking
say
with
some
y'all.
wild.
I'm fucking with y'all.
We're not gonna go there. Don't go there, bro.
No, we just gonna ask you
yeah.
to
Fuck
let
with you,
the people know where they can find
True.
y'all, and I'm gonna just tap out at that point.
5139 Penn Avenue, 15224, Pittsburgh, PA. Boom Concepts. Come see us. We got open door. Sometimes I be locking that motherfucker because people come up there on some crazy shit. We're not gonna get into that. But come see us. All you gotta do is see, D.S. Kinsel on Twitter. That's his Twitter joint. You know what I'm saying? And Thomas _ Jenesis. That's me on there. I'm promoting everything. I'm promoting everything we got going on there.
With a J.
Soprano Wing. If you don't know how to spell Soprano Wing, you suck. You know,
Julie
she doing her
Malice.
thing. Julie Malice, that's JULIEMALLIS because she's white and Jew, so you probably don't know how to spell that. But
That's the brain trust, man.
come see us, come fuck with us. Like, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of information. We just did
keys.
We just did
You got
Thrival.
Boom got the keys.
We got the keys. We just did Thrival. We just did N3D. We just did
The
what
last
was it?
gallery crawl. We talked to the inventor of the hashtag. We're going to be in Austin for October, man. We're going to Providence in November. We're going to Miami in October, man. Come fuck with us, yo.
And we got the silent disco in December,
You know what
which
I'm
people have
saying?
been running around talking about. We doing the first silent disco.
No.
We just did that joint in January. Kicked off the year because y'all didn't want to come because y'all ain't
Shout
know
out
what
to
it
the
was.
Carnegies, man.
You know, shout out to the people running around saying we y'all doing it.
Shout
we
out
doing
to
a lot
the
of
footage
firsts.
of that.
Hold
I
on.
saw the
Shout out
footage
to
of
the
that.
people
Crazy.
using our pictures for advertisements. Shout out to people who using our name in grants. Shout out to the people who come to our space and ask for advice and then open their own space. Real shit.
Give us a check.
Man.
We like checks. We like checks and
No
we
more
like
free
handshakes.
advice. We
like
consult
pounds.
now,
We
aight?
we like y'all to say, hey, you know, we went and learned this. But
From
you know,
Boom.
people don't want to say that.
From Genesis.
That's also a
from
problem.
DS.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know,
Drink
pay it
partner.
back and pay it forward, man.
Throw the rope back
Pay it
over.
forward. But you know, much love to all of our Boom concept artists. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shout out to Gems,
this is
man.
great. We don't do this on our own. We never out there saying we doing this on our own. We
Shout
doing
out
this
to
with a
Pretty
lot
Tony.
of people.
Yeah,
know,
pretty Tony. Somebody asked me, was like, yo, every hood has this dude. And I was like,
every
Tone.
person has a tone.
Or Tony, and it's a tone.
Every tone.
And
Or
There's
yo,
no
or
white
an ant.
tones.
No.
The ant, yeah,
But
it might be
wait,
an ant.
hold up, though.
But there's
Shout
no
out to
white
Dance.
tones. You
Shout
know
out to
white
Dance
tone?
Crush.
Shout out to Dance Crew.
Y'all
Dance
don't know.
Crush.
Y'all need to get Dance Crush on here. Real
Word,
shit.
word.
Definitely.
Hey, our
Yeah.
listeners know when it's an all black episode because there's more shout outs. The shout out factor is exponentially increased.
Shout out to Epicast for having us, aka Work
episode.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Work hard.
AKA, you know what I'm saying?
Shout
Like
out
we
to Buzzy.
out here. Like we
Buzzy back there.
We all
Yeah.
working
Wait,
together.
Buzzy
shout out to
always
knowledge-
down here,
shout out to
man.
Knowledge Build.
Yo,
Definitely.
shout out to Knowledge.
We gotta
He
get
out
him
here.
back
Knowledge
on,
Bill.
man. We gotta get knowledge.
Yo,
on,
we
man.
gonna do a lot of
no
shit.
more
man.
shout outs. We out of shout outs. We done 39,000 shout outs.
Shout out to Ohio though. I'm gonna shout out Ohio.
Shout out to the 08.
Shout out to Ohio.
Just to clear it up.
I don't
We
do it
in
a
this
lot,
bitch.
but shout out to Ohio.
Shout out to Tube Socks. I'm just saying, I really like tube socks.
I got
man.
on
I
a
wear
pair
tube
of
socks.
tube socks.
Yeah, you all wearing tube socks right now.
No,
That's
I
an
got
important
ankles.
thing.
I got on Nike
No, no.
tubes though. They
I got the
Nike.
Jordans on though.
They Nike socks.
Secure
Jay,
the
let the
bag,
people
Nike
know where they
socks.
can find us so they can stop playing us.
Yeah.
I know motherfuckers been sitting in their car like this shit ain't over yet, man. It's fuck.
They sitting in the parking lot, that girl mad at them and shit. Hurry up! I'm waiting for this. Hey, you can find us November 12th at Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater.
Yes.
An hour and a half beer tasting. We got 6 breweries. Well, actually, 4 breweries, a meadery, and a distillery. Down there. We got T. Robe. He's going to do a half-hour comedy. And we got a hour-long podcast with Rick Seaback, Baron Batch, and John Fetterman, the mayor. So
The mayor.
come through. That's November 12th. And tickets are at purplepass.com/partnerspod100. And if you're looking for us online, we are Drinking Partners. And if you're looking for us, we're on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners.
Hey man, again, we
You should
want
be
to
doing
spend
commercials, bro.
That voice, he's the all-state
He's the
man,
commercial man.
reincarnated.
Rick Seaback is my.
That's-
He gotta get more. He gotta get more checks. More checks. More checks.
That's why he does
More
all
More
of the
checks.
drops.
2017, bro.
He does all of the
More
drops.
checks.
My shit sound nasty on the podcast. This shit is all sultry and shit like that. But listen, as always, we want to thank our guests, Thomas Agnew and D.S. Kinsel, man. Great fucking time. We appreciate y'all listening through this podcast. It went a little long because it was such a wealth of knowledge and just
Yeah.
some real shit happening.
We're going to have to do this again, man.
More
man.
checks.
More checks.
That's
Hey,
all we
man,
talking about.
Secure
More
the bag.
checks.
More checks.
More
2016,
Secure the bag. And
2017.
secure the bag for your communities, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Don't
So
forget
roll
about your
back
community.
over.
I'm not
Shout
even
out-
from Pittsburgh, but I support the
That's
communities
100.
here, and I love these people because they love me.
Yes, sir.
Shout out
And
to Miss Anquinique.
we had to get one
Anquinique.
more.
Shout out to Miss Anquinique.
Anquinique. And as always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family. And we out of here.
That was dope as fuck, man. That was nice.
That's because you talked it down.
We figured out
Epicast.